Jewellery Makers! Have a creative Christmas!
Merry Christmas from the marketing team. What? Dion, you didn't say anything.
I know, she was miming.
I think because my voice sounds so weird.
Ryan.
And I'm Emma.
And I'm Kim.
Merry Christmas! Merry Christmas!
Merry Christmas!
Merry Christmas!
Yay!
Thank you for a great year.
Thank you for coming.
Thanks for coming.
That's it. We're done.
Thanks for buying all the jewellery.
Owning a strand of genuine gemstones is always exciting, but being able to use it in your handcrafted jewellery, then passing it on to its new owner with proof of its authenticity is even more incredible. Why not add one of our printed authenticity cards to your order and share that same feeling with your customers? You can also access online authenticity certificates for items you have previously ordered by looking at your order history on your account details. The certificate gives you valuable information about your purchase and is your guarantee of quality and peace of mind from Jewellery Maker.
We here at Jewellery Maker love to hear your feedback. So working in conjunction with FIFO, a global ratings and reviews provider, when you purchase a product from JM, you will receive an email asking you to rate our service and our products. This helps us to bring you excellent customer service and ensure we're bringing you value for money and high quality goods. Have your say with Jewellery Maker FIFO reviews.
Getting started with Jewellery Maker couldn't be easier. When you spend $4.95 with us, you'll get a free welcome pack which contains everything you need to get started, including step-by-step project cards and a DVD which will give you the chance to be able to create an arrangement of different items of jewellery. You'll also get a manual which will help to familiarise you with all the items you're going to be creating and all the tools you're going to need to do so. Plus you'll also get a free pack of tools. These will be everything you need to get started. Getting started with Jewellery Maker couldn't be easier, so why not give it a go today?
Merry Christmas!
Merry Christmas!
Merry Christmas!
Why'd you make us do these things?
Just use that, that's great. Merry Christmas! Merry Christmas to each and every single...
I wasn't ready.
Okay, so we're all going to say Merry
Yeah,
Christmas.
well, it's not my fault that the microphone...
You weren't looking the second.
Nobody told me... Okay,
we're all gonna...
I'm free. Merry Christmas to camera, yeah?
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Merry Christmas to camera!
Buying from Jewellery Maker couldn't be easier. When we bring an item to you, all the graphics come on screen, and this gives you all the information that you will need to know, from the item code to the product description with all of the key information. Then the price comes on, and whether you join at the beginning or at the end of the offer, everyone pays the final on-screen price. So, when you see an item that you would like to buy, simply pick up the phone and dial our free phone number, and you'll get through to our UK-based call centre. Alternatively, you can join us at www.jewellerymaker.com and start your jewellery making journey today. Jewellery Maker, the one-stop shop for all your jewellery making needs.
Hello, hello, hello. Oh, I'm checking out my hat. I'm elfing around a bit today. I feel like your hat is like worthy of an award or something though, Sarah. That is amazing. Thank you. This is a bit weird. I feel like a Christmas Robin Hood or something. Welcome to Jewellery Maker. Yay! It's the late show. It's Christmas Eve. It's the eve of my birthday. It's my birthday in a few hours. Yay! And it's demo day. I'm really excited about this. It's going to be demo-licious. We've got demos after demos after demos. It's going to be fab.
Loads and loads of demos, which it's just great.
It is great, and I'm loving how you're colour coordinating with your glasses and your Christmas jumper.
I do try sometimes.
It's very lovely. That is. That's lovely. It's the first time we've worked together.
It is.
I'm quite looking forward to that. Well, I'm very much looking forward to this. You've got 4 kits, right?
I've got 4 kits. I've got loads and loads of completely different things to demo.
Fab.
Which is brilliant.
Fab. So can we have a little like kind of sneak peek rundown of what we can expect to see?
Okay, so I believe the first kit we've got the beautiful delicas, which I'm working with. So we're going to give you a lovely technique on how to use delicas in a slightly different way, and one that you can change depending on the different colours of delicas and sizes you've got.
Love.
And then we've also got a pearl knotting demonstration, a beaded kumihimo demonstration, and we've got some chips and nuggets on wire as well.
Yeah, I love what you've created.
I almost forgot what the other kit was.
I know, it's amazing. It's amazing. And I love the colour palette for the chips and nuggets as well. It's just beautiful. Very similar to what we got with the delicas, actually.
It is, and if you wanted to, you could also add into those as well.
Yay! Perfect. So you're going to be starting your demo in about 25 minutes, something like that. But we're going to get started. How is everybody? I hope you're all right. Is everybody ready for Christmas? We'll have to have a think about what we can get people to text in today. We'll have to...
Might be what's your last minute buy or something like that.
Oh,
everyone's got that last minute thing that you've always forgotten to buy. That you end up going out and finding a shop on very last minute Christmas Eve. It's either cranberry sauce or something.
Blancmange, strawberry blancmange.
Is that your last minute thing?
No, it's not mine. It's always my mum's. Always last minute blancmange. I don't know. We have a weird tradition with trifle in our house. I don't know if it's like a black country thing, but instead of custard, it's like strawberry blancmange and a trifle. It's quite peculiar.
That is a
Does your mum put blancmange? It must be a Midlands thing, blancmange and a trifle. But yeah, you can never find strawberry blancmange. Although we've not been able to find a Swiss roll. We've been going everywhere trying to find a creamless jam Swiss roll, but we found one now. So anyway, thought I'd share that with you. But yeah, let's get started with our first last minute for you today. So we have got your gorgeous gold-plated 95 sterling silver head pins, 25mm approximately, 24 gauge, that's half a millimetre, and you're getting approximately 20 pieces in these. Absolutely lovely. Love, love, love that we can offer precious metals, drenched in precious metals. It's awesome. And a jewellery making stash, I imagine.
Definitely. You know, it's one of those things that you if you haven't got them, you kind of get stuck. You're snookered at that point. So for me, you know, it's one of those things I need to stock up on and have in my stash, be ready to go for those jewellery making ideas, especially if you're making, you know, wanting to make last minute earrings and things like that. These are brilliant because they cover, if you've got a slightly larger drill hole, because you've got that flat end to the head pin, it covers that drill hole over beautifully, but almost seamlessly. It almost just fills it in. That's lovely. That's nice. We don't see them with the flat end very often. And for me, that's just, it gives you just that slightly, especially if you're using a round gemstone where you may not want to interrupt that beautiful roundness by having a ball head pin. You've got that perfectly, almost seamless. It just sort of fits perfectly into that shape. Lovely. Love, 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 love.
So we're going to spoil it today because they're only £2.95.
Well, there you go. You can stock up on those, can't we?
There you go. Absolutely, absolutely. Sarah, do you sell your jewellery?
Not as much as I used to. I only do commissions now.
Okay,
Yes.
but if somebody wanted just a simple pair of shepherd's hook earrings, a couple of gemstones, or one single gemstone, with the gold plating, what kind of price point would you sell a simple pair of shepherd's hook
Depending
earrings?
on the gemstone, they start at £12.50 and go up. So, depending on the gemstone, so, if it was a lower price gemstone or maybe some seed beads, about £12.50 and on we go.
There you go. And so at £2.95, huge return on investment there.
Oh, definitely.
Absolutely.
And just one of those you have to have. It's just the basic mechanics of making jewellery.
Oh, now another essential.
Yes.
We've got some flush cutters coming up for you now. I've been saying this because I've been here quite a lot this month, and I'm determined to start making some jewellery, and I've come up with all these incredible ideas of things that I want to do. And so I was talking to my other half, and he's like, "You're not going to have anywhere to do it, so we're actually going to take the bed out of the top room. I've got a guest room. My house is on 3 floors, and the top room is a guest room. So my mum needs a new double bed, so I'm going to give it to my mum, and he's going to create a workspace for me."
Oh, brilliant.
How lovely is that?
Lovely.
How lovely is that? Bless him. That might be where he's gone to do his last minute shopping today. I said he's just left to go do some last minute shopping. So this is something I'm going to need to get into my my kit, right?
It is, definitely. It's a must for getting that really flat finish to your wire, to your head pins, if you want that perfect flat cut to those wires or those components in your jewellery making stash. And for me also, these are a slightly sort of heavy duty version of the cutters that you may have got if you just started making jewellery. You may have got a pair of cutters. They're a slightly heavier duty version and also going to give you that perfectly flush cut on the side there as well.
They are.
So that by a flush cutter, what we mean is it's going to give you a beautifully straight edge. Instead of pinching the wire, it's going to cut it beautifully straight for you.
Fantastic, fantastic. And they're really ergonomic as well. That's what I like about these. Really, they fit in the hand nicely. They do.
Yeah.
They do.
And that you'll notice when you do make jewellery that if you've got really good cutters and tools and pliers, you don't get as much wear on your hands, so your hands don't feel as tired, and also, you're less susceptible to getting any sort of wear on your hands as well, so you're not going to get any like little blisters or calluses or anything like that if you've got really good tools.
Fantastic, and there we go at £3.95, a must-have. Take advantage. And there's no spring in these either, the guys are saying, so there's nothing that can,
No,
get
there's
broken.
nothing that can come out, so you've got those flat sections in between, which are your sort of, they act as a spring mechanism to allow those to open for you, so you don't have to worry about them not opening once you've cut and releasing the wire. So they've got that, and that also takes a little bit of wear and tear off the hands as well, if it just actually does that for you.
Love it. Absolutely. Fabulous. £3.95. Fabulous. Ooh, do you know what we've got coming up next? These are massive. These are the biggest appetites I've ever seen in my life. Ever. They are huge. I tell you what, I say this every time I bring you apatite, but generally it's used as an accenting stone if as a halo design or something like that in jewellery. You do not see apatite. I tell you right now, hand on heart, I've been in the industry for almost 15 years now. I have never, ever, ever seen apatite of this size, ever. They're amazing. I love, love, love this colour. They are absolutely beautiful. Your medium nuggets, I'd say these were extra large with regards to apatite itself. They are huge. And the colour is outstanding. You've got really, really beautiful kind of neons that you traditionally get from the neon apatites. You've got some of those really beautiful kind of seafoam greens, those more kind of aquacious colours. I absolutely love the colour palette that you've got here. It's very kind of... I don't know, very aquacious. I'm going to use that word again because I like that word. There we go. Wonderful. Beautiful. What would you be doing with these, Sarah?
Well, you could do a similar sort of design to the one that we've done with the chips and nuggets in the kit that's coming up, which is quite a sort of elaborate bib style neckline piece. But you can also use these by graduating them and using them on memory wire to create sort of swags, which you can then, or semicircles, which you can then sort of connect together to make a neckline piece. They're really beautiful, and I love using maybe 5 of these on a piece of beading thread with maybe a little spacer bead on either end, and then bringing them up through a crimp bead to make sort of almost gypsy style earrings.
Oh.
So you
I love
almost end
that.
up with a loop, but it's sort of an elongated teardrop with the gemstones at the bottom.
Fabulous. £4.95 for 240 carats of apatite. That's incredible. A lot of people are multi-buying. Greater Manchester's bought two. Cumbria's bought two. I've got Kerry in Cornwall. Hello, Mary and Jerry. Lovely to see you. Margaret, another collector in Cumbria. Tracy in Kent. Margaret in Devon's just joined us as well. They're incredible value. For £4.95 for 240 carats. Absolutely gorgeous. The size of these are beautiful. Some of these have got almost like they've got an internal glow to them. I just think this is just, the colour's amazing as well. That's what I love about apatite. You just get that real richness, vivacious, electric blues, those shocking blues, and just really enticing colour. I think it's perfect for every season as well, isn't it?
It is, and it's one of those colours that works really well if you use it on a dark base. So maybe if you've got some dark chivalry ribbon that you want to sew these onto, or some of our darker sort of maybe antique bronze wire and things like that. It works really nice if you've got those sort of bases because it almost makes it even more electric, the colour.
Fantastic. I love it. Cool, cool, cool. Right, next up, we've got a gorgeous heart slider chain coming up. This is amazing. I love this. I like that. Oh, this is lengthy as well. I like the 22 inches you've got here, but obviously you can make this as short as you like because you've got the slider mechanism. So, you know, in terms of, you know, a lot of people, sometimes you want a longer chain, sometimes you want a shorter chain, depending on the neckline that you're wearing. And there's nothing more frustrating than when you put on a chain and it just sits underneath your top and you can't see what's there. It's just underneath. It's annoying. So that's what I love about the slider chain, is that you've got that ability with that kind of silicone ball inside of that silver ball to be able to adjust the length of the chain. And then you've got this beautiful, beautiful sterling silver heart here, which you could either wear that as, at the front as a feature piece or down the back of the neckline, cascading down the neck when the, you know, the hair's tied back. It's just that lovely added luxurious feature, you know, that just adds that more element of style and luxury and you know, decadence.
It just looks finished off as well, even though it's a very functional piece of the jewellery. It just gives you that perfectly finished look to it. So I've got quite short hair, so it's really nice when a piece of jewellery doesn't just sort of finish, and it, you know, that functional part of the jewellery is as beautifully made as the rest of the piece.
Oh, that's lovely. And sometimes as well, if your clasp kind of spins round, at least you've got an added kind of element there as well.
That's it. And you can wear, you know, you can choose to wear that extender at the front of the neckline piece and make a little feature of it. Maybe you've got a lower sort of neckline top and you want to make a real feature of that. Or again, if you've got an open back to a piece of clothing, you might just want to sort of almost exaggerate that.
Yeah, absolutely. It'd be nice over. Oh, we've only got 6. We've only got 6, so you got to be quick. And at £10.95, fantastic value. Beautiful sterling silver, gorgeous finish. You could even, you know, engrave, put someone's initials or something on there, couldn't you, to make it more personal?
Or if you've got our metal stamps, you'd be able to stamp onto there as well and put an initial or a date onto there.
Oh, that's lovely. Really lovely added feature. And as well, this time of year, we've kind of like roll necks or turtlenecks or polo necks. You know, you could have that more kind of featured, long at the front over the top of a high-necked piece as well.
Definitely. It just means that you've got that you know, that versatility in a piece of jewellery. So this might be your go-to neckline piece for all of your statement pendants, and it's just going to work with every outfit you've got in your sort of wardrobe, and you don't have to worry. Sometimes when you've got set length chains, you think, is that going to be the right one? And then you've got to try and put the chain on, and then you find out it's not, and you've got to take it back off again. And then you might find your pendant doesn't fit on the next chain you try, and you know,
I
so
hear
it'd
you.
be a go-to piece of jewellery.
I hear you. Fantastic. Gorgeous. Talking of gorgeous,
I love mookaite.
I love mookaite as well. I just think this, there is, and with a strand like this, there are so many options because you've got obviously the natural colour palette of the mookaite, but then again, you could literally, you could switch these around. You could separate them so you've got all of the kind of purples, the mauves, the kind of cherry colours together, all of the mustards together. You could mix and match. These are incredible, absolutely gorgeous. 12 mil as well. I know that's a really, really desirable size. They're quite huge in terms of their size. And it's the final 22. That's all we've got left. So it's going to be fastest fingers first on these. Again, a gemstone that I absolutely adore. Talking of something that goes, you know, throughout the seasons, you've got these wonderful kind of sunset, sunrise, summery colours, and then at the same time, on the flip side of that, you've got those wonderful kind of autumnal colours of the leaves changing. I just think the colour palette is delicious. Everything from these kind of mink grey to kind of violet kind of hues that you've got through to, you know, this one looks quite matte with kind of a cherry colour that you've got. And then some of these have got really interesting patterns coming through. This glossy, beautiful kind of cranberry that's got these ribbons of gold coming through, and the mustards. It's just a delicious colour palette. I absolutely love it. And if you're somebody who likes more kind of neutral tones as well, you know, this is something that's going to be really, really wearable, I feel.
That's it. And I think it's also a really great sort of colour palette for people who maybe are starting to make jewellery and just wondering what colours work really nicely to each other. This gives you an instant colour palette, and I like to keep a strand of mookaite handy because I'm not very good with the sort of what I call sort of the wintry neutrals. I'm not very good with that colour palette. I work quite happily with sort of floral tones and things like that, but when it comes to this palette, so I like to keep a strand handy as a reference point as well as to what colours I can put next to each other. So it's just a really beautiful way of being able to sort of look at Mother Nature and say, you know, she's got that one absolutely perfectly right.
Absolutely, spot on. £7.95 today, 360 carats. Margot's there, collecting Derbyshire are there, collecting Dorset are there as well. Lovely to see you in Essex. Oh, we've had a message in from Angela. Hello, Angela. I can't read that, so hang on. But oh, happy birthday for tomorrow, Emma. Oh, thank you, Angela. I'm looking forward to it. It's nice. I've had a nice couple of days at the spa. Well, we went to the spa we were there yesterday. It was very lovely. It was a treat from my other half. We had a lovely spa day and a nice meal last night and a bottle of wine. And then, it was lovely. And then drove back today with all of the people that don't drive on the motorway for the rest of the year. It's like, ah!
Yes, it was an interesting journey in.
No, we won't go into that though. It's like the outside lane is for overtaking. So I will calm down. And another essential is going to be your beading needles. So something else that is going to be essential. If you're new and you're excited, they're going to be perfect for the first demo. And if you're excited about, you know, trying out seed beading and, you know, maybe getting involved with a kit and maybe it's your first time doing some seed beading, obviously these are going to be an essential for you. You've got your Beadsmith beading needles, approximately size 12, and you're going to be getting 4 pieces, 4 needles within this set.
Yes, so the size 12 is a slightly finer gauge of beading needle, so perfect if you're going to be using it with your smaller seed beads as well. So, and also if you're new to seed beading and maybe are using a slightly higher gauge thread to go through your seed beads, because that is a little bit easier to work with when you first start out. If you use a slightly higher pounded gauge of either your Fireline or your Wildfire, which is slightly thicker, the thinner needle will allow you to get more passes through those seed beads. So these are slightly daintier than a size 10, but they are absolutely perfect. And if you've got size 10s in your stash and you haven't got size 12s, you need to get some of these.
Fantastic, fantastic. And locally made as well. Locally made. In fact, our director Ben's dad actually works at he supervises. I'm going to tell the story. Made in Redditch. There you go. We've got a needle muse. We've got a You're going to get a picture of it for your dad. There you go. Yeah, locally made. There's a needle museum, isn't there, in Redditch? I've got You should come out and give people a talk on needles, Ben. I mean, I've got it all going on in my ear right now. There we are, lovely. Right, I love these gorgeous natural pearls, natural colour. Everything about these is completely 100% natural from start to finish. They are absolutely exquisite. And, you know, I was talking about this with natural pearls last time I was here. You know, you can pay money for special paint that makes things more iridescent, but to be able to get something this iridescent in nature is just quite phenomenal. And these really capture, right, there's 4 chances, that's all that we've got left. That's all that we've got left, 4 chances. They are exquisite. I mean, you've got the golds going through to those wonderful lavenders and lilacs and wisteria purples, through to those beautiful, beautiful silvers and ivories and peaches that are coming through. There's moments of kind of indigos and blues and magentas that are dancing through these. It has that real oil on water look. And what I love so much about these, you know, people say that, you know, when you're looking for pearls, you should look for pearls that are perfectly spherical, that are large in size, and those being the most valuable. But what I love about these is they just capture the essence of the ocean. They just capture that wonderful, you know, organic feel of nature. And when I see pearls like this, it always reminds me of when I was a kid and seeing divers go down and finding, you know, pearls in shells, which is something that's, you know, very rarely found these days.
That's it. So, you know, pearls are sort of all typically farmed now, so you wouldn't see people doing that other than if you were to go into somewhere that was that did sort of tours, maybe you could see them doing that.
Yeah.
But typically they're farmed, so yeah, it's really nice to think that you can get these beautiful, you know, pearls that they've got such a beautiful irregular shape to them, and they just, to me, that's what a pearl should look like.
Me too.
I love the fact that we get beautiful round pearls or potato pearls, but these for me are what I imagine. You know, if you were to go diving down and to get your own pearl, that you would get a pearl that looked just like this out of the shell.
Absolutely, absolutely. They're really exquisite. Only 4 chances left, and at $54.95, that's outstanding. It really, really is. I was in a jewellery store in, my friend lives in Wigan, but not in Wigan, in Ludlow. And there's a designer that uses kind of flat Japanese bewells, and their jewellery is very, very considered. I mean, we're talking 4 figures. And I saw some pieces in there, and I asked if it was that designer. She went and she took the display off, and she looked at the tag, and she says, yeah, it is. How do you know that? And I said, because I just know their pearls, I know their designs. But, you know, something like this, set into 18 karat gold or platinum, in a considered, I mean, you could be paying for natural pearls. I mean, it's such a rarity and a scarcity these days to get anything that's natural. You could be paying, you know, premium prices, 4 figures, multiple 4 figures for something of this exquisite quality and natural beauty. And there is something like this, you know, although most of the pearls that are found in jewellery stores these days are all, you know, farmed, cultured, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's pretty much what you find. But to be able to get something that is natural, as Mother Nature intended it, you know, that has been created so beautifully, and these colours, I mean, just incredible. They're really, really pretty. I think this is so special. As well, maybe you're somebody who does bridal jewellery, to be able to offer, you know, your bride natural pearls, which is something that's going to be virtually impossible to find in a lot of traditional places that sell bridal jewellery. I think that's really going to elevate your jewellery, and you only really need to add a couple of these, 1 or 2 to pieces, or you know, to really be able to up the value of those as well.
Yeah, definitely. I think just a single one as a pendant would look beautiful. And on that sterling silver chain we just did with the slider mechanism, I just think it would be beautiful.
Absolutely. We've got more people on the phone lines than we've got availability right now, so you do need to confirm as quickly as possible. There's 1 left, so Charlotte, you've got yours. Deborah, you've got yours. Francis, you've got yours. If you want this Londonderry, make sure you're checking it out ASAP. If you want this Kent, make sure you're checking it out ASAP. There's more people now in the web and the phone lines than we have availability, so check out as quickly as you can, or you can still call up or you know, get it on the web and beat the other people to it if you want to. There's 1 strand remaining. Just incredible luxury to be able to offer natural pearls. 15 years in the gem and jewellery industry, and I can count on one hand the amount of times that I've ever been able to offer people an opportunity to own natural pearls. This is so special. Beautiful. 41 centimetres. Good luck. Good luck. Good luck. Right, and this is going to be a miss it, miss out as well. Oh, I want this. Can I just buy this? Is there only one left? This is it. I want this. I actually want this. Oh my gosh, look. Oh, wow. I don't have an account. I need to make one. I don't have an account. But I do have an elf hat. This is exquisite. So the holes that you've got in these are actually, what's the word? Horizontal as opposed to vertical. So, I mean, this is amazing.
It is. I mean, so you can be making your own length of chain with a slider mechanism. So again, if you like the look of that sterling silver necklace that we had,
yeah,
which had a single slider mechanism on it.
Right.
What you could do is if you've got any of our chain that's on the 1 metre reels or anything like that of our sterling silver chains and things, as long as it's the correct diameter to fit through the drill holes in here.
Yes.
You would be able to use that, and it's got a silicone core which basically stops those chains from moving unless you want to move them.
Yes.
And you'd be able to pop those through there, attach a little either a crimp cover or a little spacer bead on the bottom of it just to stop it from going back through the heart, and then you've got your own either bracelet or neckline piece with its own slider mechanism in there.
I love that, and you can see some of the top designers nowadays. Oh my gosh, $5.95. Big quick, big quick. There's so many of the top designers nowadays that have those slider mechanisms. Certainly, you know, famous bracelets. So many. No, I don't think they do. The charm bracelets do those. I think Monica Veneda is one of the designers that uses that mechanism. They're beautiful, really, really beautiful. Good luck. Good luck. Good luck. Right, let's do. Oh, hello. Oh, hello. Is this a chain? Wow. Oh, these links are huge. Okay, this is 9-carat yellow gold chain. This is the first time I've ever bought not gold plated, like actual gold.
I've never been on when they've had one of these on.
I've never seen one either. Oh, it's a first. It's a first for me and a first for Sarah. This is how many we have. We've got 10. That is it. And you know what? If you are really, you know, if you've got those really special pieces, or you know, commission pieces where they want precious metals.
For me, it's one of those ones that I've often sort of had people come and say, oh, you know, I love the sterling silver with the yellow gold plated, but can we have the solid gold? And it's one of those ones that's been incredibly difficult for me to get a hold of.
Yeah.
And you know, you always wonder when you're buying it, if you're buying it from another seller, if it's going to be what you actually want when you actually get it home.
Exactly.
Whereas here, you know you've got that full backup of our 30-day money-out guarantee. So if you did get it home and you thought, oh, do you know, it's not quite what I expected it was going to be, the links aren't the right sort of size for what the design I was looking for, but I doubt very much that you would ever send this back.
No.
It's beautiful.
And what's great with this as well is that the links are, you know, really considered size that you've got here. So perfect for, you know, embellishing and adding to it.
Yeah, you're not going to have to worry that you're not going to get a head pin or an eye pin through those links at all. So if you're wanting to add to this chain, if you wanted to put some drops onto there, you don't have to worry about that. If you've got some bails as well, you know, you've got that beautiful sort of inline clasp, if you like. So it's you know, you're going to be able to pop those over there, no problem at all.
It's wonderful. It's really beautiful. And what I love about the larger links as well is that it makes it look like it's a more considered gold weight when you've got those kind of lager. Oh gosh, we're about beer again. When you've got those larger links, it gives it that more substantial look without having to, you know, pay for more golds actually within the piece as well. Really beautiful. And yours today, $89.95. What's the gold weight on this? 1.3 grams of gold. That is absolutely gorgeous. Really, really beautiful. I was going to say 925. 9 carat yellow gold. You know, if this is something that you've been asked for, or maybe you're looking for a beautiful gold chain as a gift for somebody, and you've been, you know, struggling to get one like this,
Yeah,
you know,
definitely.
it's great as well. Take advantage. Beautiful.
And also you might have customers that, you know, gold is the only thing that they can actually wear.
Yes.
It does happen to some people that they just can't wear anything but gold. So
Yeah.
it's lovely to be able to offer it.
It really, really is. I'm like that with earrings. Like my ears get really sensitive, so
Yeah,
I've
a lot of
always
people are with their ears and
gold
things
in.
like that, yeah.
Perfect. Okay. Wonderful. Yes. Yes. Where are we? These. Yes. We're going to move on to the kit, are we? How exciting. I've been out the corner of my eye, I've been watching, I've been eyeing these up, I've been eyeing you up there at the corner of my eye. I know, right? And I've got to say, I love that colour palette. I just think what you've created is beautiful. So we have got, losing my hat, hang on. I feel like I need to slap my thigh. Oh, no, you're not. Oh, yes, I am. I'm right on cue. Here's the jewellery. These are amazing. That bracelet, oh my gosh, the necklace, everything, just phenomenal. So we'll be doing the demo for, well, I won't be doing the demo for you. I'll just be looking longingly at it. We've got your dainty, delicate kit for you today. These are beautiful. They're all your delicas, which I've learned are your cylindrical shape.
They are. The only way I found to describe them is if you imagine a drinking straw and you chop it with a pair of scissors, you get those beautiful straight edges but a beautiful cylindrical core running through the centre of it.
Wonderful. Wonderful. So you've got the galvanised, they're all, no, they're not, they're all different. They're all 10-0s. They are all 10-0s. So you have got your galvanised dark sea foam, which I love. You've got your gunmetal, which is like one of my favourite colours ever. You've got your matte metallic blue iris. You've got your silver lined crystal, and you've also got your white pearl as well. They're all 10-0s, so perfect for, you know, the demo and for working. Certainly if you're new to seed beading, you haven't got to worry about which sizes you can use here, there and...
No, because you've got all the same sizes, so that's perfect for when you're working with delicas, because you typically will do a few different sort of techniques, which is peyote, you might do brick stitch and things like that. So you actually sometimes want them to all be in the same size,
right?
Unless you're going to do sort of a graduation of sizes. But for me, it was absolutely perfect.
Look at that! Isn't that beautiful? I'm just blown away. Like every time I come back, I'm like, oh, I'm more blown away. I'm more blown away. Everybody just creates just such incredible pieces. I love stars, and they are beautiful. And the colour palette for this.
I've used all the colours. So every star is a different palette. So that all 5 colours are used, and also then I've used all 5 colours to make the back of the neckline and the little connectors in between. So you're using all the colours you've got in the palette to be able to do it. So you can choose whether you want to make them all in the same colour palette, so you might want to just use 2 different colours, or whether you want to do like I've done and use all 5.
Fantastic. So once again, you've got the galvanised seafoam green, you've got the gunmetal, I love this colour, you've got the matte metallic blue, the silver lined crystal, and the white pearl as well. Beautiful.
They are, they're lovely, and they're really gentle palette, but you've got some sort of pops of more brighter colours in there. And my favourite are the sort of tealy blue ones.
Are they the sea foams?
Yeah. And what's the other favourite one? Those ones there, which are the matte. Oh, there we go. Multi-coloured blue iris. They're my favourite ones.
They're lovely, aren't they?
Yeah.
Like oil on water. They'd be nice with pearls as well.
I just love the fact that they just have that sort of, almost like they've been hand painted.
Beautiful.
They are just gorgeous.
They are. And how much, I mean, you've made a lot with this kit.
I really went to town with the bracelet, but I still had some of the delicazo left over.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because that bracelet is really bead heavy, right?
It is really, really bead heavy. But for me, I love the fact that it feels really nice when you put it on your wrist. It feels really tactile. It moves with the skin. It moves with you. But it's really just a joy to wear. It really is.
Fantastic. And where's the, oh, here we go. There we go. 1995. That's amazing value.
It is. And, you know, for me, these beads are so well made that you don't ever have to worry. I mean, with delicas, you can see if any of the delicas are slightly longer than each other, whether they are slightly thicker, so the cores aren't the same size. And you have no problems with any of these at all. I didn't have one out of all 5 packs that I had to think, I can't use it. I didn't have one, which is unbelievable.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
That's incredible. Like £4 a tube. Incredible.
It's amazing.
Amazing. £4 a tube. Lots of these in baskets. Well then, Liana, you've got yours in Ceredigion. I used to live in Ceredigion. Ceredigion, I did. I was actually a marine mammal medic, saving any kind of stranded whales and dolphins. No, I worked in Newquay. I was an entertainment manager at Key West at the holiday park there, and I also went and trained as a marine mammal medic. So there we go. There you go. Paul, you've got yours, and there's a lot of these in baskets, so make sure you are checking out. Lots of these in baskets, make sure you're checking out. Love these, love, 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 love. And then the second part of the kit.
I know, aren't they amazing?
These are incredible.
And we very rarely get these types of clasps. It's brilliant.
This is awesome. So let's show you the clasps. Actually, we'll go through the whole thing, but have a look at the clasps. So you have got, these are amazing. Love these. So you have got the gold plated, you've got the 9-strand magnetic slider connector, and you've also got the gold plated connector with clasp. So these are awesome. So this slides out.
Yes.
And then I love that. Oh, it is. Look.
It is
magnet.
Yeah.
And it. I've never seen one with a magnet before.
No, normally they have like a little sort of, it's almost a bit like a box clasp, that it has something that will lock rather than the magnet.
Oh, I like that. I could play with that all day. Can I play with magnets? Yes, fantastic. And then you've got the kind of traditional kind of tongue-in box clasp here. So you squeeze that, and it pops out. Hello. And I love the detail. I mean, the features that you've got, all of the kind of etching that you've got here, that kind of wonderful kisses design, and then that beautiful kind of scrolling in the centre as well. Yeah. Beautiful.
I know, they're beautiful and perfect for, you know, your wider banded seed bead pieces, or if you're doing peyote or bead loom work.
Fantastic. And you've also got as well, you've got your beading thread, you've got the denim, the light blue and the light grey, approximately 50 metres on the beading thread as well. I mean, that's substantial.
It is. You know, a 50-metre reel of beading thread for me probably does about 20 to 25 projects, if not more. So you've got lots on those reels.
Oh wow, that's fantastic. £11.95. I think that's phenomenal. Absolutely incredible. The clasps are just beautiful. I'd be multi-buying on these if it's not something that we see very often.
Definitely, and the threads to have those in those beautiful colours as well. So if you love doing your shibori work or anything like that, where you want your threads to hide and to be colour contrasted to your seed beads so that you don't see so much of the thread work. Or if you're doing bead loom work as well, where you may want your warp threads to actually match the tone of your work that you're doing, these are absolutely perfect for that.
Fantastic. We haven't seen thread for ages. Well done, Paul. Well done there. Leicestershire, you've got yours. London's there. Hampshire's there. Loads of you getting involved. So, should we move on with the demo?
Okie dokie. So
I'm excited.
I know I've had to do lots of sort of step work for this, but hopefully it's paid off. So because they do take a little while to make these stars, but they're not particularly too difficult. If you've done herringbone or peyote before, you'll pick these up absolutely really easily. But if you're new to seed bead work, if you just follow it step by step, you will get this design to work for you with absolutely no problem at all.
Brilliant.
So the first thing we need to do is we need to make what will end up being the first 3 rows of our design. And it seems a bit complicated, but peyote, typically you build more than 1 row when you put your first row of peyote together, because you're going to come back through some of those beads, and you end up with creating what I can only describe as almost a zipper teeth effect with the beads. So you have some that are pushed down, some that are pushed up, and then you work through the beads that are pushed up, so you've got spaces to put other beads in between, and it will all become evident in a second. So the first thing we need to do is we need to create our first 3 rows, which is we're going to add 2 of our what I'm going to call A beads, if you like, and then 5 of our B beads. And that could be any colour you've got in your Delica packs. So I alternated them. So when I made one with the B colour of the teal, I then moved it over here to be the A colour for the next star, and then changed the B colour again. So every single one's got a different A and a different B combination. So it's 2 A's, 5 B's, all the way until you've got a collection of 5 sets of that. So if I just pop a set out for you. So that's 1 set of beads there, which is your 2 of your A and 5 of your B, and then you do that 5 times until you've got that's done for you. So now we're going to create that into a loop, and to do that, now you can, if you're happy and you know you're a little bit more experienced in seed beading, you can work this tail back in without knotting it, but I've just found that it's easier for me to create a longer line tail, which I'll weave back in and just put a little knot in this.
Okay.
Just because we want this central ring of beads to be quite not sort of moving around, and if you can't, you know, if you're not knotting it, it will have a tendency to move a little bit. So the knots I'm using are surgeon's knots or double knots, where you take the thread back through the loop twice to create a little twist of thread there.
Okay.
Really useful if you're doing any last minute wrapping with bows, because it will stop them from moving.
Oh, that's good, because I always tape mine. I have to put loads of tape on.
Yeah, if you're the sort of person who needs to wait for someone's finger to hold the bow in place, the knot of the bow in place, you don't need to. If you do a surgeon's knot, it'll just stay there for you.
Well, I'll be bowing up my stuff when I get home tonight. It's all wrapped. I just need to put some ribbon on, some bows. So there we go.
Nice little bits. Okay, so now I've got my loop of beads where I've got my 5 circuits of beads, and the A beads are going to be the points of my star.
Okay.
And the B beads will be all the bits that we work in between. So if it makes it a little bit easier to think, these are going to be the points, and the teal parts are going to be the bits we're going to work in between. And I'm just going to work my thread away from that knot until I'm coming out between the 2 A beads.
Perfect.
Okay. And this is the sort of little bit of a tricky bit to get going, is your first row of what's called herringbone. And herringbone's what we've got on the points, where the beads are sort of sitting on top of each other. So what I'm going to do for this is basically my 4th row of beads, if you like, is actually to pick up 2 of my A beads and then go through the 2nd of the A beads that are on that initial row.
Okay.
And go through. Now this is the difficult bit, because what we want them to do is to sit on top of those beads. So what I've done is I've pulled one of the beads right down the thread, and then I'm just going to pull the excess thread through, and what you'll end up with is the beads will sit on top of those beads like that.
Ah.
So that's the most difficult bit to do, is to get them to sit like that.
Okay.
It's not, I know it sounds sort of, you know, it's quite easy to when you're sat at home, but when you're on TV it's a little bit more tricky.
Pressure.
Now what we're going to do is we're going to create, on this row, we're going to create a part of this that's got extra tension, or a decrease in peyote. So we're going to pick up 1 bead, and I'm going to peyote over the first of the teal beads. So by doing that, I'm just going through the second in the row of the teal beads. So I've skipped the first one. And when I peyote it, can you see it's pushed the original bead away, and that second bead is now sat on top? So now what I'm going to do is I'm coming out of the second bead, I'm going to jump over the third, I'm going to ignore that. So this is my decrease, this is what's going to create the V in the star.
Okay.
And I'm going to go through the fourth bead in that row, pull through. Now if I pull this really tight now, can you see that if I'm pulling it, it's going to create this sort of V shape that's just starting. And that's going to be so that's a point, and that's an sort of inward point, if you like, of the star. So then I'm going to pick up another one of my beads and peyote over the fifth bead of teal and go through the first of my A beads in the next row.
Fantastic. By the way, folks, we've got, there's 8 of these still in baskets. So if you are wanting to get this kit and, you know, now you're looking at what Sarah's doing and going, oh, actually, that is quite phenomenal. I can do this. Make sure you are checking out. There's like 8, 9, 10 of these now in baskets that haven't been checked out. So check them out, peeps. Check them out.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm going to repeat that on all 5 sections. So again, I'm going to make sure that that first bead, when we do the herringbone on this section, sits right down. And then when I pull the tension on the second bead, that'll allow it to sit beautifully. I'm also going to pull really tightly now. And can you see that by pulling tightly, I've really kicked that V in on the previous section.
That's incredible.
And that's all done through thread tension by skipping that bead in the centre and pulling the next 2 together. It's created all of that tension for me.
Wow.
So I am going to carry on going round until I get a section like this. So I've gone all the way around, and although it's got those V's, don't panic if it doesn't automatically look star-shaped at the moment. It's a little bit skew whiff, like it's been on the Christmas sherry. That's absolutely fine. The next couple of rows will bring that into a perfect star for you, so don't panic, because it is still, you know, it's still got quite a lot of movement in this shape, but once you've got a few more rows in, it'll lock this shape for you and it'll become more pronounced for you.
Fantastic.
So I've now got back to my first set of herringbone, and I went through the first bead like I did on all the other rounds, and then stepped up, which basically means to go through the second lot of herringbone in this point. So I've gone through the second bead. So this is a really nice combination of herringbone, which is the corners, and peyote, which is the sides. So my next row is to pick up again 2 of my A beads, and I'm going to go back through the bead, the second of the A beads on that corner. Now you'll see this time it's a lot easier to get these to sit on top of each other. Because I've got the foundation row in now, it's a lot easier. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to peyote 3. So I'm going to, you can see I've got a gap here, a nice little zipper gap, so I can go straight through the next teal bead and pull through. And you'll see that that bead will sit beautifully in that little gap. Then I've got another gap here in between that point, so that's going to allow me to peyote again, and I'm going to go through that next teal bead across. And it is quite a big gap you've got there. Don't worry about it being a larger gap. The bead will sort of almost pull that gap together, and again that's going to make the point a little bit more pronounced. And then I've got a gap between this teal bead and the A bead, and I'm just going to go up through the herringbone like so, and mind that little tail thread out the way, and that's got my next little section in. And again, that's now starting to stabilise and pull that point. If I've pulled the tension now, can you see that that bead we've just added, the one that looked like there's quite a big gap in there, now I've pulled that really, the tension, it's closed that gap up. And on this round you may find that the star almost folds in a little bit.
Right.
That's fine, because the next row will flatten it back out again.
Fantastic.
So we're going to go to the next row. So we're going to do that all the way around.
Brilliant. Yeah, just while you're getting your one that you made earlier, we're going to have a look. These would actually be lovely with the colours that we've got from the kit as well. These are beautiful. So you have got your 6mm etched full Labrador fire polish beads, approximately 25 pieces in this strand. These are amazing. You've got real awesome kind of textures. They're beautiful. Look at those. And they're £1.95.
Wow. Wow.
That's an add to your order deal, isn't it? Or start an order. Start an order, add them to your order. £1.95.
Oh, that's amazing.
They're amazing, aren't they?
Oh,
and they
lovely.
actually go really lovely with the colour palette that we've got
they
here.
Do. And they would work beautifully.
Perfect.
Okay.
Thanks.
Right. So I'm going to go around and do the 3 peyote all the way around, and then I stepped up, and this is my next round, and I've done quite a lot of this one, so I'm just going to show you the last little bit, and that is to herringbone again. So on the point, we're going to herringbone, so that's picking up 2 beads and going through the second of those A beads, and it almost, once you've got this pattern started, it tells you what you need to do on these corners, because you know you've got to add 2 beads every time you go to those corners. And on this one, I'm going to herringbone 4. So there's a gap in between the herringbone or the A bead and the next one, and I'm going to pull that through. Now you do need to give these a really good sort of tension on your thread, and they'll jump into those gaps, and this is what's going to flatten this out a little bit more if it has curved. Here's my next bead. I'm going to go through, so I've got a gap between those 2 beads. That's the second herringbone in place. Again, pull that into position. Then don't do what I've just done, look, because you'll have to undo this. This is always very tempting to put 2 beads onto your beading needle. I did that a few times while I was making these, and you have to unpick it because 2 won't fit into the gaps. It's only a single bead will fit in. So there's the 3rd herringbone, and the 4th one is between your teal and your next section of herringbone. But because I'm going to step up, I need to go through the bead below the top row.
Okay.
And you'll know that you've got to step up, because if you count back, all of the rows have got 4 lots of herringbone in. So
right.
I know that I've gone all the way around on this instance. So I'm going to pop through and up to that row. And the last row is 2 herringbone on the corner. And then we're going to do 2 herringbones. So 1 and 2, and we're going to skip and do the decrease like we did before. So go through the next teal bead in your row, and we're going to do 2 more herringbone.
Fantastic. Leslie, Diane, Carol, Deirdre, Ali, Janet, Louisa, collects in Dorset, London, Lanarkshire. Make sure you are checking out. We've got quite a few baskets that haven't been checked out, so make sure you are checking out so you don't miss out.
Do you know, in my little rush, because I know we're short on time, it's not 2 for the herringbone on this last row, but it's 3. So
3.
Just to create that little point in your star. So if I do that one, there you go. You can see how that's going to be. There you go. And you just carry on around until you've got all that way around. Finish your threads off by knotting in, and create 5 of them and connect them together. 1 necklace.
Yay! That's so incredible. Super talented. I love it. Be cute for like little Christmas decorations. You could make that as well.
If you've got a little tiny Christmas tree, you can make loads of them for the Christmas tree, or little bunting as well.
Ah, I love it. Now, you're going to be doing a pearl demo on the other side of the break, which I'm super excited about as well. We've got some amazing strands of pearls. I mean, the next hour is going to be absolutely phenomenal. It is, of course, demo day here at JM, so we've got loads and loads of demos coming up for you. In the meantime, don't go anywhere. Some pearl demo on the other side of this. We will see you in 2.
Merry Christmas! Merry Christmas! Why'd you make us do these things?
Just use that, that's great.
Hello everyone, I know Christmas is just around the corner, but I just had to show you 3 of the most amazing products that we've got coming up on the morning show. Firstly, a lot of you have seen this already, but I actually physically have it in front of me and I'm incredibly excited. To celebrate my 20th DVD, I've been allowed to produce for Christmas Day, exclusively Christmas Day, a double disc, and this contains all of my favourite seed bead makes from the past 12 months. So this is coming up at 10 o'clock in the show. This is just incredible. Now, as we know, Labradorite is a firm favourite with our viewers, and we've managed to secure for Christmas Day amazing Labradorite cobblestones. They are the biggest pieces of Labradorite that we've ever stocked before. Lots of shapes, massive carat weights. Can't wait to share these with you on the day. Labradorite cobblestones. I'm going to save the best till last here. I don't know how we've managed to secure these. The most incredible, phenomenal, luxurious pearls I have ever seen. Now, I've been on the show for 6 years now, and these are the most extraordinary strands of pearls I have ever seen. We've got 3 that we're going to be showing mid-morning. We've got in a 10mm and an 8 and 9mm, just exquisite. So with pearls, the Labradorite cobblestones and the double DVD launch, plus so much more, I'm so excited to share everything with you. Make sure that you join me and presenter Zena from 8 o'clock on Christmas Day, December the 25th, and we'll share these and a lot more with you. Look forward to seeing you then.
It couldn't be easier to buy from Jewellery Maker with all the information you need right there on screen, from the item code and the product description right down to the price. And whether you're buying at the beginning or at the end of the offer, everyone pays the final on-screen price. So what are you waiting for? Simply telephone our free phone number or join us at JewelleryMaker.com and start your jewellery making journey today. Jewellery Maker, your one-stop shop for all your jewellery making needs.
Here at Jewellery Maker, we love seeing your jewellery creations, learning about your inspiration and reading your blogs. If you write your own craft or jewellery blog, then we'd love to hear from you. Simply tweet us at jewellery_maker UK with your blog link and we'll be in touch.
Merry Christmas, Jewellery Maker. Thank you for being with us for another fantastic year. Stay tuned for Christmas Day particularly because we've got Zena and Mark Smith and a special DVD launch. See you in the new year. Thank you.
You can watch our Jewellery Maker show every day on our website by clicking the Watch and Buy Online link in the top right-hand corner of our homepage.
Welcome back. It's Christmas Eve here at Jewellery Maker. It's my birthday tomorrow. Yay. It's Christmas the day after that. What am I getting for my birthday? I don't know. Ooh. No, I've no idea. I don't like asking. I'm not big on asking for stuff. See, my mum asked me what I wanted, and I'm like, oh, she's like, I know you don't like me to ask what you want, but what do you want? I'm like, surprise me. I don't need it. I really don't need anything. But I did want some new leggings for the gym, so I sent her a list of ones that I potentially liked. It is practical, isn't it? And I needed a new electric toothbrush because I broke mine. So
yeah, it's always sort of when you get to our age, it's almost like you get what you want when you need it, don't you? You sort of buy the things you want.
Exactly.
So when it comes to this time of year, I'm normally going, oh, I'll just get myself that. And they go, no, it can go on the list.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm all about, like, nobody in my family knows what they're getting for Christmas. Like, nobody does. Like, I don't know. I like to I spend ages shopping and I'm like, oh, that person will like that and that person will like that. I don't know. That's what it's about for me. I don't like this asking for stuff. I don't know. There you go. Anyway. Have you got anything particular that you're hoping to receive from Santa this year?
I'm hoping for an air frying machine. Very exciting, I know, for food.
Healthy
eating, yes.
Is it one of those ones that spins
I
things
think so,
around?
yes.
Oh, we
Yes.
just sold one of those. You could find out. Fantastic. Right, graphics coming in for the kits. We better get on, aren't we? The thing is, because we've got loads of kits today, we just got to crack on. So this is the pearl kit. It is perfect, I would say. I'll be here a week. No, I won't. I'll be back on Boxing Day. You've got 2 strands of the white fresh water cultured pearl nuggets, approximately 6 by 7 to 9 by 6. That's a 15 centimetre strand. You have got these lovely dyed champagne freshwater cultured pearl rice beads that are 4 by 2 millimetre, that's a 38 centimetre strand. You have got the zinc alloy plated, sorry, there we go, thanks. You've got the zinc alloy plated brass clasp with the cubic zirconia, approximately 31 by 14 mil. You have also got the zinc alloy plated clasp with cubic zirconia, approximately 20 by 10. Oh, I love those clasps. Oh, they're gorgeous. I'm going to get them out and have a play. Oh, wow. These are amazing. Oh, my gosh. You can't have it all. Where would you put it? There you go. These are incredible. The detail, they are so ornate. Absolutely phenomenal. I love the detail that you've got here. So, obviously, this will come out completely. Slots in, you've got that really secure, all of that click into place. You've got all of this wonderful milligrain work that you've got on the detail here, beautifully peppered with the cubic zirconia, which almost have that kind of diamond-esque look. And then you've got the second clasp as well. This is amazing too. Oh, I love this. This is quite deco.
It is. It's very reminiscent of a lovely designer.
That's very designer, isn't it? Very designer. I love this.
I just love the articulation as well. So, you know, it doesn't matter whether you're wearing this as a neckline piece or a bracelet, it's going to move beautifully with you.
It's absolutely stunning. Love this. Beautiful. Perfect. And let's have a close-up of the pearls. Let's have a close-up of the pearls. They're beautiful. I love the champagne colour. Look at those. So you've got the 15 centimetre on the freshwater cultured pearl, and you have got the 38 centimetre on the champagne cultured pearl. And with the freshwater cultured pearl strand, the white pearls, you actually get 2 of those. 2. We just haven't been sent to. We've got 1.
I didn't get 2, no. So you're going to get even more, which is brilliant.
There you go. So 2 of the 15 centimetres. So you're going to get 30 centimetres in total. So if you bought this all together individually, you would be paying £30.95, which is phenomenal for 2 strands, 3 strands of pearls, and those beautiful clasps. I mean, you think about what you pay for those in a store, like in a crafting store or something. They'd be insanely considered. That's amazing. That's like half price. £14.95. I think you could pay I think you could pay almost the £30 for just one of those clasps in a store somewhere.
That's it. I mean, they're really beautifully made. The mechanisms are really secure. You will find that when you have them unstranded, they're quite tricky to undo the mechanisms, and that's just because everything's moving around. Once you've got that stranded into a bracelet or a neckline piece, it's going to be an awful lot easier for you to open those mechanisms. And you don't have to open them when you're actually making the piece of jewellery if you don't want to. I've found it's a lot easier if you just look for one, the side that's got the hinge, and then you'll find the opposite side has got the bit that you need to open, and then you can open that and pull that open. But because it's all that movement, it is a little bit more tricky to open these when they're not strong.
Absolutely. At £15, I mean, just for the clasps alone, I've been multi-buying on these. I mean, you think about how, you know, how much more value you could add to a piece by having that real statement clasp. I mean, it's incredible. Very, very popular. A lot of people are multi-buying. Beverly's bought 2. Manchester's bought 2 of these. You've got collects in Dorset, Channel Islands, Surrey, Lanarkshire, Lancashire, Janet in Yorkshire. You've got yours in Merseyside, Alvina. You've got Vera's with us there as well. Loads of people. Surrey, Janet. There's none of these. They're like coming in and going straight out of shopping baskets. Just for the clasps alone, just for the pearls, just for one strand of pearls. You think about what you'd pay for one pearl in a pendant in a jeweller's, and you've got 2 strands of the white cultured pearls. You've got those wonderful pearls that you've got here in the champagne, in those rice pearls. But for me, it's all about those connectors in terms of value for money. They're outstanding.
They are. They're beautiful. And, you know, the fact that you've got 2 very different clasps and 2 quite different mechanisms of attaching as well. So this one here has 2 points of connection in the end there. I hope you can see that. So you've got 2 drill holes in there in the connection at either side. So that allows you to take your silk right through and back out a different section. And then on here, you've got choices of where you would connect onto, because you have lots of different bars that run around this connecting portion of the clasp. And you'll be able to connect through or sew through with your silk through all of these little connection points on the side here. So can you see all of these different bars all the way around?
They're amazing.
And so there's the one that's got the 2 drill holes running through it.
That's fantastic. I'm loving this, absolutely. And these are like almost like little bead caps that you've got here. They're just going to sit so perfectly. They're amazing. They're amazing. The clasps alone, and I'm looking at these right now, and I know you're going to be doing a pearl knotting demo, but I'm looking at these right now and I'm thinking, you know, these would be, I would like these connectors with, you know, black spinel, quite deco, having that wonderful kind of, you know, 20s look.
Yeah, definitely. And I think it's also, if you're a sea bead worker, some of the pieces you can make are quite deco looking and things like that. And it's nice to have clasps that can match that, especially if you're doing something that's quite angular and square. To have that angular clasp to go with that piece of jewellery, it just means that you've thought about the design from start to finish.
It's fantastic. And have you seen, we're going to move on just in a sec, I just want to show you, have you seen the milligrain work, the detail up close and personal that you can see in these clasps? All that kind of tiny beading that's called milligrain that you can see. It's almost like little balls all the way. It does look like a tiara, doesn't it? It's incredible. The attention to detail is just exquisite, and in terms of elevating the value of your pieces or those special pieces, amazing. Just for that one clasp alone. Oh, sorry, getting excited. Yeah, let's do the French. You're like, come on, Emma, do the French wire. I know, but I'm excited about these. I'm excited about these. But look, this. Oh gosh, this is where they like. Don't bring Emma here again. So, I could play with this all day.
Yeah,
I love this. So it's all 3. Oh my gosh, I'm going to just get rid of this. This is amazing. So you've got. I love it. I love it. I'm going to move all this out of the way. You've got 12. Let's have a look. So, it just feels amazing. Just absolutely feels amazing. It's so cool. You've got 20 pieces. They're all 12 inches. You've got the gold-coloured silver-plated French wire, which is 0.7 millimetre. You've got 20 pieces of that. You've got, again, they're all 12 inches. Silver-plated copper French wire. That's the 1 millimetre gauge. And then you've got the silver-plated French wire, the 0.9, so 0.9 millimetre, and 20 pieces of those. So it's 20 of the 0.7 gold-plated, 20 of the 1 mil, and 30 of the 0.9. Amazing, $12.95.
I know, and you can, a little goes such a long way of the French wire if you're just using it in its original format, which is to protect the silk at the clasp when you're doing silk knotting. That's what everybody does as soon as you get hold of this. It's just like, it's so tactile and it's so fluid.
It's like a really, like people have never seen this before. It's like a really compressed spring, right?
It basically is a spring of very, very fine wire, which will allow it to mould and move when you've got the silk going through it. And it's to create a protection for the silk when you get to a clasp, because of course the silk's going to move through whatever mechanism you've used. And we typically create a little horseshoe shape with this, where the clasp is situated, and that protects the silk. But you can use it, you know, I've seen one of, I think it was Claire, she made little Easter chicks out of the gold by pulling it and putting a little wire inside and then creating little spirals with it. You can braid with it, you can macrame with it, you can do all sorts of different things with it, and not actually use it for what it's originally intended. So
that's incredible.
It's just, yeah, it's really lovely. And as I say, if you're using it for its original mechanism, a little goes a long way, but actually you can think of loads of different ways of being able to use this. I've put satin cords inside it and then pulled it so you can see the satin cord.
Wow, wow. Okay, so the final section that we've got, I just want to play with that for the rest of the show, please, is all of the silk. When you said all of this, I mean, there is, this
Loads.
is incredible. Oh my gosh, look at, this is like all of the silk. Like, you're not joking when you said, you've got all of the colour. This is incredible. There we go. So, you have got, I'm going to put them in colour order because I don't know, I'm a little bit anal about stuff like that. And you actually get a needle with them?
Yes.
That's fantastic. So you have got, it's all 2 meters, sorry. And, oh my gosh, these are amazing. So, let me read these out to you. Probably better, I don't know if I'm going to be able to hold these in a way that makes them look like you want to buy them. But there we go. Oh, I messed it up. There you go. Yeah, everybody wants to buy them now. So, you have got the 0.45 millimetre blue with the needle. You've got the brown with the needle, which is the same. You've got the coral with the needle, the garnet with the needle, the jade, they've all come with needles, so I'm going to stop saying with the needle. And then you've got the dark blue, which is 0.7 mil, and you've got the green, which is 0.7 mil as well. So, and they're all 2 meters, which is also 6.5 foot if you use old measures. Mm-hmm. That's amazing. They're incredible. So you've got, so they're all 0.45 millimetre in gauge, apart from the green and the dark blue, which you can see are larger.
Yes.
Loads of you on the phone lines for this. Hello, Mary in Worcestershire. I live in Worcestershire. Philippa's there, well done in Bristol. We have got Goldilocks, we've got North Yorkshire, we've got Esther, Deborah collecting the Outer Hebrides. Brilliant. Anne's with us in East Sussex, collecting Cardiff, Greater Manchester, we've got Devon, Surrey. It's all happening. It's all happening. Busy, busy, busy. £11.95 for natural silk.
I know, and it's...
Who'd have thunk?
It's really nice to get it in all these different colours as well, and to be, you know, have the needle attached, which when you're working with pearls, it's so important to have this needle attached. Now, if you've never had the silks before, they come on a spool, on a little card, and you typically need to take them off this little card. And I mean, you have to unravel the whole lot. And the reason is we only have one needle attached to the silk. So this is a little needle here.
Okay.
And I'm just going to see if we can undo this one. Now I'm just going to get my pliers because my nails won't allow me to pick that up. There we go. And if you just open that little section there, and the same on the opposite side, this section here, it's really fine. I don't know if you'll be able to see that. Let me try and put it over my hand.
Do you want a black background underneath?
Yeah.
That might help, hadn't it?
There we go. Let's see if we can do this. And I don't know if Ben will be able to pick this up. Ben's going to try really hard.
He's a machine, Ben is.
Yeah, there you go. So there's your needle. Can you see it attaches to the silk, and the silk is actually woven through that piece of wire as part of the weaving process.
Okay.
And then the wire is braided or wound, and so you've actually got that is completely attached to the silk. So the reason you need to undo it is you're always going to work from the furthest away from the needle, so that you keep your needle attached. So once you've created one design and cut your silk, the needle is still attached and you've still got the working length of your silk. So you always work the furthest away from the needle. And that seems a bit counterintuitive because normally we just work wherever we want to with beading thread or cords or whatever we're using. We just work wherever we want to. When you've got a needle attached, you need to make sure that you're working the furthest away from that needle. And I'll show you when I'm doing this knotting technique what I mean by that. But you do need to take the whole reel of silk off this little card.
Fantastic value, £11.95, and you're getting loads.
Okay. So we're going to do a technique that I call double knotting, where you're going to take the silk back through the pearls twice, and you can with the silk, the size 2 for sure, and most of the cards of silk you've got there are the size 2 or the 0.045 millimetre, so they will go back through the pearls twice because the needle is exceedingly fine on these, as is the silk, so you should normally get those 2 passes through every pearl. So if we're doing this technique, what we need to do is we need to preload our pearls onto the silk. And I've got my needle at this end, over here, and then this is my working end over here. So I'm taking the pearls down towards the bottom of my silk. So that there's the working end of my silk. And the reason we do that is we always want to keep this needle so that when we finish this technique, we'll be cutting the thread off from this end and we'll still be able to use it for another project.
Perfect.
So what I'm going to do is, just for speed, I'm moving this further down just because you don't want to see me having to go back through all the pearls lots and lots of times. And I'm just going to turn this work around. So I'm going to work the way I would work at home. Okay. Oh, don't you get yourself in a knot. There we go. So now I've got all my pearls, and this would be the full bracelet length of pearls. Now, if you don't know how many you're going to need for a bracelet, add more on than you think you need, because we always take them off the tail end of the thread.
Right.
But I will find it difficult to add any more on because I haven't got a needle at this end to put them on. So put more on than you need. You can always take them off, but you can't add them on afterwards. So
perfect.
I put every pearl bar, I think, 2 on from one of the strands to make the bracelet. But I wanted it to be quite a loose fitting bracelet. So they're all on there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little piece of my French wire. And because I've got 2 holes running through the end of this clasp, I need 2 small pieces of French wire.
Okay.
Now, normally a clasp, we would create a horseshoe shape of French wire because it would be a round jump ring or a round part of a clasp we're going through. But because there's 2 drill holes, I'm going to use 2 parts. But first of all, I'm just going to, what I did on mine is I picked up a little sterling silver bead, but I've forgotten those sterling silver beads, so I'm going to use one of the smaller pearls, just so you can see.
Okay.
And then let me see if I can get this threaded. There we go. Put that through, and then one of my pieces of French wire, and they do sometimes need a little bit of persuading to go onto the needle, and then I'm going to go through one of the holes of my clasp. There we go, like that. So that's now attaching my clasp, and then I'm going to go back through the second hole in the clasp. Now to do that, you just need to hold the clasp so you can sort of tilt the needle through. There we go. It's not particularly difficult to go through the holes, it's just so that you're making sure that you've gone through the second hole of that clasp. And then I'm going to pick up another piece of my French wire, which I measured to be the same as the first one. There we go. And I'm using the smaller gauge of the French wire at the moment, so I'm using sort of slightly daintier version, which I think is 0.7. And then I've now got the two sort of protections, if you like, from my clasp. And I'm going to go back through this pearl and start my knotting process.
Perfect.
This is all going to allow me to have that sort of seamless transition to my clasp. So to just go back through the pearl with my needle. And you see, even the smaller pearls, I can get the needle back through and the silk back through. Even the smaller pearls.
Fantastic.
So you don't have no problem doing this technique, even if with the smaller pearls, if you wanted to. So I've now got my pearls on one thread, my clasp attached with my French wire, and that would be a little sterling silver bead or a stopper bead, or it could be a little pearl. And now what I'm going to do is start my knotting technique. Now normally you would knot with just one thread, because you would only have one thread with your pearls, and you would, as you were going, you would just add them and knot them on. But because I've got two threads, I can now use both threads to knot, so I can actually do standard overhand knots instead of having to pull them up to create the tension. So to do that, I'm going to always work with the thread that's got the needle attached. That's going to be my thread that's going to do all of the work when it comes to the knotting. Okay. So this one's going to almost stay still, and this one with the needle attached to it is going to do all the work. So I'm going to hold the one that's got the pearls on, I'm going to loop over, create a knot and pull through. And because I've got something to work against, I can just pull against that pearl and I can do a secondary knot. So it's just like doing the knot that you would do if you were tying your shoelaces.
Okay.
And pull down. So now I've got my first knot in position, and it's tight up against that first pearl, or my bead, if that was a silver bead. I can bring my next pearl into position. And what I'm going to do is take my needle through so that we've got both threads after this pearl to knot.
Right.
Now
otherwise one's going to be outside, right?
Yeah. So the easiest way I've found to do that is if you hold the pearl and the original piece of silk against your finger, you're almost pulling it away and out of the way of the needle. So you're not going to catch the silk that's already in there. Right. You're creating as much space inside that drill hole of the pearl as you possibly can. And another little tip is if you're working with quite a long sort of tail piece, or if it's quite short, you could just tie a little knot right in the end so you don't lose your original pearls that you've threaded on. Or use a bead stopper. If you've got a bead stopper's perfect. So now I've got my next pearl into position. So my needle's gone through that pearl, and I've got my two threads in position. Again, hold the thread and then go over the top with the thread that's got the needle. And again, because you can really pull this thread into position, you don't have to worry that that knot's not going to be right up against the pearl. Right. Because you can just keep creating tension there until it is. Whereas with normal pearl knotting, you'd have to bring that knot up to the pearl. You do a knot in this silk and you'd have to work it all the way up to the pearl. Okay. Whereas this technique, if you're not very good at tying knots, you don't have to worry about it. And it's quite a lot quicker, I find, to be able to create the knots this way. Perfect. So that's my first one in position. I'm just going to do it again for you, just so you can see how really easy it is. So again, move that pearl towards where you want it to be. Take the silk, oops, over, oh, now look, you see, now I've said it's easy, it's not going to behave itself, over the back of your finger. So I'm pulling the silk on both sides of my finger, creating a sort of tension bridge with the pearl there, and then to work that through. There we go. There we go. Well, there's the needle gone through. I'll be able to pull the silk through and then just pull both pieces of silk so that they're both straight, and then pull your pearl up so you know you haven't got any bubbles of silk or any loops of silk there. Should that happen and you end up with the silk sort of like that, and then you just pull the pearl down and you've got a little loop, again, just pull both pieces of silk out straight and pull the pearl into position.
Perfect.
So it's a really sort of very, very easy technique to do. And again, one overhand knot. And this is a great technique if you're using slightly bigger beads as well, and maybe a slightly heavier gauge of silk. If you're using maybe your jadeite and you want to knot your jadeite, this is a great technique for doing that with as well. So you're going to get as far as you want with your bracelet, and you're going to repeat the sort of recipe we did here with the clasp. So we'd knot all of these beads into position,
right?
And then I would put, after my last knot, I would put on my spacer bead, go through the spacer bead, add on a piece of French wire through the other side of my clasp, add on another piece of French wire, back through the pearl, and then I would do one last knot, and then that would be it. We would be secure and ready to cut our silk off. Where we've got the last knot at this end, because we've got two loose ends of thread as opposed to here where we've got a conjoined sort of piece of thread, I would typically pop a little bit of my high post cement, something that dries ultra clear.
Okay.
Some sort of glue that dries ultra clear, just to make sure that that's completely secure. But if you don't want to, and your knots are secure, it's knotted, it's not going to come undone, and you've got every single pearl beautifully knotted there. And that is how easy that is, and it's very, very therapeutic. You just keep going, and I love this sort of salmony colour. And the reason I picked that is I've got a top this, well, I've actually got two tops this colour that I've seen it everywhere recently. So yeah. I actually really love the pearls knotted with it. I was making myself jewellery. I've been caught out.
Fantastic. Well, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? Exactly.
You've got to make things that work, you know, with your wardrobe or with your personal style. And that's the great thing about jewellery making. You can just make things that no one else will have. And that's just what I love about it.
Oh, me too. Yeah. I love that. That's awesome. Fab, thank you so much.
That's okay.
Do you know what? We hear about pearl knotting and it, you know, it sounds so complicated. And if you need to go and have a, you know, if you get a strand of pearls and you need them to go get them restranded or whatever, it's really considered.
Oh yeah, they charge you per knot, you know, per pearl and per knot as they're doing it. It's not, you know, a charge for the full strand of the full necklace. So if you've got a triple stranded neckline piece that's got lots of pearls in, the smaller pearls, you're actually paying per knot on that, and it can be, I think a friend of mine said that they'd paid, and this is an awfully long time ago, I'm probably talking 15 years ago, they'd paid to get it slightly extended and re-knotted, a pearl neckline piece, well over £200.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. That's ballpark we would tell people when I was kind of working in the industry. You'd be looking at around about $250, $300 was back then.
Yeah, definitely. It is a little bit time consuming. It's a skill. You've got to learn how to do it. But other than that, you may have some beautiful heirloom pearls that are looking a little bit sad because after a while, you know, the silk will wear or discolour, and you know you might want to re-knot those, and away you go.
There you go, perfect. We could start a business. You could start doing your own pearl knotting.
Definitely.
Fantastic. Right, coming away. It's a star buy now. These are huge. Right. Now you know how to knot pearls. Now you've got the clasp set, and you might have multi-bought on that. So many of you multi-bought on that. It's amazing. Literally, loads of people were buying 2s, 3s, 4s. Are there any of those left with the clasps? Just a few. Okay. So anybody that wants to, you know, because we're going to do some great strands of pearls for you now. So I've been multi-buying on those clasps. You got the champagne pearls and you get the white pearls, but you've got to want to add potentially. And I was talking about setting with black spinel. I think that, you know, that one connector with the geometric kind of shapes is very kind of 1920s. So something like these, huge. You are not going to believe the price on these. They are absolutely incredible. The size of these black pearls are sizable. There you go. That's why I'm a presenter, darling. You only get the best on Jewellery Maker. Absolutely, absolutely. Are you knocking my presenting skills in there? Thank you. We do have a great time. We always have a great time on The Late Show. It was weird doing the mid-show. It's much more professional. No, I'm just joking. So, you have got your black freshwater cultured pearls. These are massive. They are huge. You've got 10 by 11 millimeters, 38 centimeter strands there. They are really, really sizable, absolutely beautiful. And again, if you missed out, I'm just gonna bring this in because this connector is amazing. I think this. Oh, look how decadent that would be. Hello. I know. I mean, just that connector on this strand of black pearls. Oh, how considered does that look? I mean, that is what you'd see. I was in Tahiti and I own Tahitian pearls, and I bought a single solitary. I paid over £1,000 for a single solitary Tahitian pearl. Ridiculous. I mean, it's in 18 karat gold, but something like this. This is something you would traditionally see in very considered jewellery store. This kind of look.
Yeah, I mean, I've got a store near where I live that just has pearls, and that's all you have in the windows, just strands of pearls, beautiful designs, but the prices are so considered. I mean, beautiful, and some of them are South Sea pearls and Tahitian pearls, and rightly so, those price tags are rightly there, but when you can make your own pieces of jewellery that have that look, have that statement wow factor, and have those beautiful finishing touches like the clasps, it just means that the designs that you're looking for, and those looks that you're looking for are so within your reach if you make your own pieces.
Absolutely, you're getting both of these clasps for £15 with the strand of pearls. Why not add this to your kit? If you've purchased the kit, you're gonna. I can't talk today. £12.95, that's absolutely phenomenal. These are incredibly big, they are beautiful, they are bold, they would be perfect as just standalone pendants. You could get a plethora of pendants out of this. There's loads of you getting involved, I'm not surprised. I'm just gonna, wow. Hello Shirley, Shirley's bought two, Liz is with us there. Hello Liz, hello Jenny, lovely to see you too. We got collecting the Outer Hebrides again, we've got Pauline in Bristol, Alison in Somerset. They're amazing at £12.95. Again, you think about what you pay for just one of these in a single pendant. It's just amazing. I'd be getting some more of those clasps as well and making some really considered pieces.
Oh, definitely. And if you've got those gold-plated headpins we did right at the beginning of the show.
Yes.
Just one of those to make a little simple pendant from those, and then onto that beautiful 9-carat gold chain we had.
Oh yes.
Would just look amazing, and for a fraction of what you might even think you might pay on the high street or sort of those beautiful boutique jewelers, you've got a look that says this person knows what they mean when they about jewelry. It gives you that real wow factor look.
Yeah.
And when I was looking the other day, I was looking in quite a big town at quite a few of the sort of jewelry shops. I didn't see any pearls at all, which it seems a bit odd because, for me, I think they're a classic. They're a sort of generational piece of jewellery, whether you're little girls, flower girls wearing beautiful little elasticated bracelets of pearls for beautiful little outings and things like that, or whether you're, you see your grandma who's got her pearls that she's worn all her life and taken care of and loved. I just think everybody can wear pearls, and when you get them that colour as well, it means it's just even more occasions.
Absolutely, and they, I just like throwing in then the champagne and the white pearls as well, just because you can get those gorgeous contrasts. We've got another stunning strand here. These are absolutely beautiful. This is that wonderful traditional kind of wedding white that you've got here with that silver, wonderful pearlescence on the surface. These are beautiful nuggets. They're absolutely stunning. And in this particular strand, this is quite lengthy as well, this strand. 40 centimetres. There you go. 40 centimetres. These are really bright. I mean, that pop I mean, I'm white, like, so, like, for something against my skin to pop, you know that it's, like, bright white. It's a true story, honestly. Pale and interesting, me. All right. Okay, I come back and people are like, oh, I'm browner than you. I'm like, everybody's browner than me. Aww. It's fine. There we go. So this is your white freshwater cultured pearl nuggets that you've got here, approximately 8 by 6.5, and 40 centimetre strand. Again, you know, with the rice pearls that we had, I mean, just that wonderful, those colours together with those wonderful black pearls that we've just had. I mean, you can make some really exquisite, luxurious, decadent designs that just really kind of have that incredible air of elegance and sophistication and expensive feel to them.
Oh, definitely. I mean, you know, and it's so easy to be able to make when you've got all the components you need, so those beautiful clasps, the silks, you know, and you've got everything you need to be able to sort of just go for it and indulge your design. So whether they be multi-stranded neckline pieces, whether they just be simple stretchy bracelets, or even just a classic pair of earrings, you've got everything you know. You can create your designs in any which way you want, and whether they want to be contemporary designs or beautiful classic designs, you know, you've got everything. It's just so easy, and I just love the fact that we give you the techniques and the components, and you can just go off and do exactly what you want with them.
Absolutely. And do you know what? If you're watching for the very first time as well, and you're making a purchase for the first time, and you're looking at these pearls, you mentioned stretchy bracelets, you mentioned simple shepherd's hook earrings, but you get your kit to start. So if you're watching for the first time, or you've maybe been watching a while and you've not made jewellery, what's the minimum that people have to spend to get the $4.95. So you need to spend $4.95. That is it, and you get the welcome pack, which has got everything. It's got DVDs. It's got pliers. It's got your jeweler's elastic. It's got findings. So you could make a suite. You could make a stretchy bracelet. You could buy this one strand of 40 centimetres of pearls, and get that whole kit to get started. Oh, sorry, that's $3.95. Yeah, you'd have to buy one more thing. My bad. Sorry. We just buy the kit, and then you get everything else to go with it. You can make beautiful bracelets and necklaces, and you know how to knot your pearls, and then you get all the basics as well. Less than 100 of these available. That is it, at £3.95. Again, for an entire 40 centimetres. It makes no business sense. Look, I'm getting all, like, animated. These have not been seen since September the 24th. Were you on holiday September the 24th? Were you? I was as well, I think. Was I in South Africa? No, I wasn't. No. Maybe. I was in South Africa. Yeah, I was, because my friends got married on the 1st of October, so I think we flew out on, I don't remember, but I was in South Africa. That's amazing. Yeah, there you go. And where were you? You're on a cruise. Love cruising. Love cruising. Perfect. Okay, wonderful. So, next up, and what is this? Some more pearls. Oh, I love these. Oh my gosh, look at these. Have a look.
Oh, wow.
I know, right? These match my nails. These are brand new. These are beautiful. These are your black freshwater cultured pearl nuggets that you've got here. Approximately 5 to 6 millimeters. You've got 38 centimeters on this strand. They are brand new. I love this size. I think they're really, really lovely. Beautiful. It's all gone a bit mad in here, hasn't it, today? I don't know. Oh, you got busted. You got busted. You just... Some pen.
It's not me.
Who is it?
It's the head.
It's the head.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or like Al Snow. He had a head.
Yeah. No head here, look.
We can see it in your hand.
Oh, can you?
Where?
This is fine. This is okay.
He's one of my favourite wrestlers, Al Snow. He had a mannequin head. Anyway. This is what happens when you don't pay Ben enough attention. There you go. He does get needy. He gets needy. This is what we have to put up with. If it's not one thing, it's Ben. If it's not one thing, it's your mother usually, but it's Ben today. Bless him. Bless him. At $3.95. So there you go. Get both of those strands of pearls and get your kit and get started. There's all kinds of goodies that you get in your getting started kit. Fantastic. I love these. They're beautiful. Really amazing value as well. And again, with all the white, look, you can just mix and match. I've put that other away, but have a look at these from the kit again. You can mix and match. They're really glossy as well, these new black ones. Look at that. Beautifully decadent. So if you got the kit, add these. If you didn't get the kit, add the kit. Gorgeous. You've got those lovely clasps as well. I mean, look at, again, I'm just going to get this nice deco-esque. I mean, hello. That's so, like, designer. There's one particularly designer in mind when I look at that, and I think, yes, very much so. Yeah. Brilliant. The clasps and those pearls, £15. So add them to your order. Amazing. Fantastic. Right. What was the last one? Okay, and this one? Perfect. So, these are like a beautiful silver. Oh, look at these.
Gosh, they've got lots of iridescence coming through, haven't they?
They have.
Beautiful.
These are like the natural pearls that we had earlier. The iridescence and the shape is beautiful. These have got incredible, amazing iridescence. And what I love about pearls is all of those colours that you see. So you can see, you know, violets and silvers and golds and greens and blues and magentas and peach hues coming through. Those wonderful seafoam greens, those kind of Paraiba blues. You've got these the colours are amazing, like oil on water, but you're not looking at the pearl. These aren't the colours on the surface of the pearl. They're in the pearl. So all of the colours that you see, and when it moves from left to right and you see those rainbow of colours coming through, you're actually looking into the pearl. You're looking into the pearl. You're looking into the layers and layers of nacre that reflect the various different colours. So you don't look at the surface of the pearl, you look through into the kind of heart of the pearl. That's amazing. Sorry. I'm so super passionate about gemstones.
Oh, they're beautiful, though. They really are. And I think, you know, we deserve to be passionate about them because they are so beautiful. And, you know, they are just amazing. You know, the fact that all of those iridescences, all of those colours that are coming off there. And for something that is a little bit more dainty than, say, the large pearls that we had earlier, you're still getting a real wow factor, and these are going to look beautiful. As I said, you know, if you maybe got flower girls that you're making for, or maybe you've just got a little princess in your life that you want to make something really beautiful for.
That's me.
These are just something you can make a very simple bracelet out of, and we can worn every day. You know, it's just beautiful.
It is really beautiful. Lovely. I'm not very princessy, really. No, I'm not. But they are lovely. They'd be lovely. Yeah. I'd like them with a little skull. That would.
Well, why not? That's the great thing when you make your own jewellery. You can choose what you mix and match together, and you can't always find what you want to to wear on the high street.
Yes.
And, you know, if you maybe are a little bit more contemporary in your style of clothing, or maybe you're a little, you maybe might struggle to find something that sort of mixes and matches the sort of genres you want to wear.
Yeah.
Or if you're a little bit more reserved in your clothing, you might want something that's going to really lift that piece of clothing and lift your outfit. And again, you know, you can make something very, very simple and elegant that's going to do that for you.
Fantastic. And thank you for humouring me when I said that I wanted a skull in mine, so I appreciate that.
That's all right. That's absolutely no problem.
At $9.95. Fantastic. Right. Next. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, these are like perfect. I almost said perfect, but I didn't. The what, sorry? See, it's only when I looked closely, when they're in the bag, I thought that they were, oh my gosh, these are incredible. Potato pearls. Now, when I think of potato pearls, traditionally, I think lots of kind of concentric circles and rings around the pearls. But look at these. Wow. These are really, they are awesome, aren't they? Do you know what? When producers and directors go, oh, these are awesome, you know that it's really good because you see so much jewellery, you know, and they're obviously not paid to say, oh, look, these are really good. So that speaks volumes. These are absolutely, it's almost like I've designed my nails for the pearls today. I did. I just knew. But I have a pearl that our unboxing day as well then, so they match. They are phenomenal. You've really got those peacock colours coming through here. I mean, that traditional, you know, those wonderful, wonderful peacock greens and the blues on the surface. They're gorgeous.
I think almost sometimes when we say black pearls, you kind of imagine a very flat, one-toned, idea of sort of colour, but actually black pearls for me I really sort of engage in because they have all of these different tones that come through them. So I almost want to say that they are almost like a darker peacock pearl, because you know you've got all of those beautiful colours, and whether you get those greens or those blues coming through as the base of the pearl, and then you get all of the sort of iridescence of other things that are around them. So if you put these next to something that's got a lot of purple in it, for instance, it'll typically pick up a lot of that purple.
I was just thinking that, and I was just looking at you working with the chips and nuggets, and looking at those and thinking, you know, that colour palette as well with those beautiful colours, I would be lovely. You'd pick up the blues, you know, it's just amazing. Like you say, whatever you pair it against, you're going to bring out that specific colour. Yeah,
because you get a sort of lot of mirroring of the colour off the iridescence of the pearls. So, you know, for me, these are almost a chameleon pearl, because they do really sort of pick up what's going on around them as well. And one strand of pearls, you know, with a different outfit will look completely different again, because it's going to pick up those tones from the outfit you're wearing. And you can see, you know, in the recording, in the light box, you can see the lights. And for me, that's always the sign of an exquisite pearl, is when you've got that reflection on the surface. Like you said, it'll pick up, like a chameleon, like it'll just pick up from its surroundings. That's it. So, you know, you get so much wearability and usability from a strand of pearls like this, because again, you know, you put this against a black outfit, you're going to see that real base colour of that sort of blue with those sort of iridescence coming across. You put it with something sort of got some greens in it, those greens are really going to come through. I've used these before with peridot and they look absolutely amazing. Wow, I would never think that. That's incredible. And at $9.95 for a, you know, 38 centimetre strand, again, think about what you could pay with a gorgeous clasp on and what you could sell that for. That's it. I mean, for me, you know, that's just a real classic look like that. But then again, you can take it to a more contemporary feel by popping some colour with it, or using your different coloured silks that you've got in your kit. So maybe you want to put a different, brighter tone through the pearls, but by using the silk and the pearl knotting techniques. That's incredible. Awesome, fantastic. At $9.95, they're beautiful. They are lovely. Love those. Right, next up, Go Gadget Arms. More pearls. Oh, we've only got about 10 minutes left. 6 minutes left. Better crack. Oh, these are awesome. They're like flat on one side. So these are perfect if you want to make bracelet pieces, or I've wrapped them so that with wire, so that curved face is always facing outwards, so that you can make neckline pieces with them and have that beautiful curve facing outwards all the time, so they don't turn over.
That's a great idea. That's a great idea. I mean, not that they're offensive if they flip over at all. But I like that you can have that flushness against the skin.
And they're also great if you want to sew them onto things. So maybe you want to sew these into your haberdashery, into your soft furnishings, whether you want to sew them into shibori. You've got lots of options because they've got that flat side to them. And I know a lot of people have sort of sewn these onto veils or onto the back of their wedding dresses as well to create little buttons.
See, I'm so glad that I didn't know about Jewellery Maker when I made all of my sister's centerpieces for her wedding, and I made the whole wedding, the plan, the table plan, the post box, the place names, everything. And there was she had a lot of pearls. It was an autumn wedding, so we all kind of wore like bronzy kind of dresses, and then it was pine cones and lots of natural things, but also pearls in there as well. Yeah, I wish you would have got me going crazy with these.
Yeah, that's it. You know, can you imagine if, you know, just in a place setting that you could even glue one of these onto a corner of a place setting, you know, just a single one to be, you know, the centre of, if you've maybe if you stamped and embossed on there, you just pop these into the centre of maybe one of those flowers or at the bottom of a pine cone.
Beautiful.
Just to really have that natural factor. Can you imagine having your place settings, having real pearls in them?
I know, how decadent. Yeah. But at these kind of prices, you can absolutely do that. You really, really could. £4.95. Perfect, you know, as Sarah was saying, with a bracelet as well. And if you're looking to make one purchase so you get your kit for free, you could, is it £4.95? There you go. There you go, perfect. 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 Right, let's do these. Oh, these are gorgeous.
Oh, I love these. These are beautiful.
I know you'd like those.
They're gorgeous.
First rondelles that we've seen, actually. Wow. So I mean, for me, I'd just wear that as it is, because I think that it would be beautiful to just strand that and wear that. But what would you, what do rondelles lend themselves well to?
I like to use them for earrings. So I use the dome side up and then pop in between a little spacer bead. So normally a flat spacer bead, so a stardust rondelle, something like that, that's more of an oval or a flat shape, and then have another pearl with the dome side facing down. And so you basically everywhere you look, you see that beautiful dome side of the pearl, and that works beautifully. I've also used these and put a head pin through the dome side and actually just made little loops on them, and then made I forgot what they call them now, bubble style neckline pieces with them,
beautiful.
so that they have all of those beautiful pearls facing outwards. So you have a head pin through and a loop on the back, but then you add them onto your beading thread. They almost end up doing a 360 around that piece of beading thread, and almost giving you a real three-dimensional piece of jewellery.
Fantastic. And these haven't been on air since August 2016. So, yeah, snaffle them up. Take advantage. And at £7.95, again, you're getting such, just because of the shape of them as well, you're getting so many more on a strand, on the length of the strand, because they're squished together.
You are. You get
a technical term. They're beautiful. We've had a message in from Jean. Could you put it on the iPad, please? I'm blind as a bat. So, Jean says, good evening all, Merry Christmas to one and all. Thank you, everything I have ordered from JM has arrived. Yay! We like that, Jean. Kim's messaging, she says, today's my mum Helen's birthday. Hello, Helen, happy birthday. She watches JM all the time, even now. Could you sing her happy birthday? We can do that. Happy birthday to Helen's mum. To Kim's mum, Helen. So, can we all sing happy birthday? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Helen. Happy birthday to you and many more. One more. We've also got a message in from Sally. Crazy Sally. Hello, Crazy Sally. Crazy Sally says, Happy Christmas, JM, Sarah, and Emma, darling. Thank you very much. And finally, the last message hasn't come up on my screen. So,
do you want me to read it? 'Cause I can just about read it over
Can
there.
you read it?
It's from Stacey in Warwickshire. She says, doing last-minute sorting for Christmas, and then I can make some seed bead rings with the kids. I received today. Thank you, JM. Great deals and quality.
Absolutely, we like that. Thank you so much. That's awesome. So the next kit is incredible. I don't know where the time's gone already today.
I
this
don't know either.
is brilliant. We've got. Is it chips and nuggets next?
I believe so. Hopefully, because that's what I've set up. But
Is
doesn't
it?
matter. It doesn't matter if it's the other one.
We're coming back
I'm
with
ready.
some more pearls on the other side of this. Don't go anywhere. We'll see you in 2.
Merry Christmas! Merry Christmas to each and every single.
I wasn't ready.
Okay, so we're all gonna say. Merry
Yeah,
Christmas.
well, it's not my fault that the
But you
microphone.
weren't looking.
Nobody told
Okay,
me.
okay, we're
I'm
all
free.
gonna-
I'm free. Merry Christmas to Camera. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Merry Christmas to Camera!
Our brand new Get Started with Jewellery Maker page has been created to provide help and guidance for jewellery making newbies. If you need design suggestions, hints and tips, or help with perfecting your jewellery designs, we're here to help. Head over to facebook.com/getstartedwithjm, where our talented in-house designers are happy to answer your jewellery making questions, offer inspiration, and get you started in your jewellery making journey. Jewellery Maker. Create, wear, share.
Jewellery Maker have an extensive range of DVDs for all abilities. Each of our mediums has an introductory DVD to help you get started. If you're already an experienced jewellery maker, we have a collection of projects and more advanced DVDs to take your designs to the next level. We are always filming new DVDs with our specialist guest designers, so visit our website for more information.
Buying from Jewellery Maker couldn't be easier. When we bring an item to you, all the graphics come on screen, and this gives you all the information that you will need to know, from the item code to the product description with all of the key information. Then the price comes on, and whether you join at the beginning or at the end of the offer, everyone pays the final on-screen price. So, when you see an item that you would like to buy, simply pick up the phone and dial our free phone number, and you'll get through to our UK-based call centre. Alternatively, you can join us at www.jewellerymaker.com and start your jewellery making journey today. Jewellery Maker, the one-stop shop for all your jewellery making needs.
Merry Christmas, Jewellery Makers! Have a creative Christmas!
Did you know that when you book a Jewellery Maker workshop, you're given exclusive access to our Jewellery Maker shop? You can browse through special items and offers, be privy to selected discounts and deals that you can't get at any other time. Shop whilst you learn and grab yourself some amazing offers. For more information on workshops and available dates, contact our call centre.
Getting started with Jewellery Maker couldn't be easier. When you spend $4.95 with us, you'll get a free welcome pack which contains everything you need to get started, including step-by-step project cards and a DVD which will give you the chance to be able to create an arrangement of different items of jewellery. You'll also get a manual which will help to familiarise you with all the items you're going to be creating and all the tools you're going to need to do so. Plus you'll also get a free pack of tools. These will be everything you need to get started. Getting started with Jewellery Maker couldn't be easier, so why not give it a go today?
Hello, 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 welcome back. Welcome back to Jewellery Maker. It's 8 o'clock. Goodness me, I don't know where the time's gone. Crazy, crazy busy. It's amazing. It's demo day today. We've already had 2 incredible demos from the lovely Sarah. And we've got another one coming up, as you can see. She's busy, busy working away.
I am.
We like that. But right now, there was a couple of strands of pearls that we didn't get to play in the hour, so we're going to play them now. Can you see with this here, or shall I move it? I'm going to put it here and put this here. Ooh. Gorgeous. So we have got your white freshwater cultured potato pearls, approximately 7 by 6 to 9 by 7 millimeters, 39 centimeters on the strand here. They are phenomenal. Beautiful. These haven't been on air in an entire year. Beautiful. Look at those. And look, you know, we always say with pearls, you know, can you see any dimples? Can you see any? I mean, they're just beautiful. And that's what you'd expect to see in potato pearls. You'd expect to see, you know, those concentric circles. You'd expect to see them to be more, well, I certainly would, more irregular than what you're seeing right now. I think they're absolutely stunning. Beautiful iridescence, that wonderful pearlescence that you've got on the surface there. The luster that you've got from these, that reflection, you've got that wonderful soft luster from these. They're just beautiful. I think, you know, everything that pearls should be, you're going to see in this strand. And, you know, 39 centimeters. You know, an awesome length of pearls right now. What? They're lovely. There you go. Shall I, with the hair like that, is that the look? And an elf hat that's about to fall off. Oh, sorry. There we go. You don't have to be mad to work here, but it helps. It really does. What? You don't have to be mad to work here, but it helps. Have you not? There you go. I'm just going to move the hair out of my face now. Yes, really lovely. Really, really lovely. And incredible quality. Now, if you were to see these, you know, stranded with just a clasp, sterling silver clasp on the back of these, you know, in a jewellery store somewhere, I think you'd easily, even in a budget kind of jewellery store, you'd be looking at, you know, 50, 60, 70 pounds, something like that for a strand of pearls of this quality. And today at Jewellery Maker, you're not going to be paying that. £9.95.
Gorgeous.
Aren't they?
Really, just the oil on water iridescence is amazing on these.
It really is. It really, really is.
Just all the different colours, the rainbow coming through.
I know. I'm looking at this and I'm like, oh, it looks really peachy, and then there's pinks coming through, and then I'm like, oh, it's reflecting off your jumper.
Pick up the pinks and purples.
There you go. I wanted to wear my Christmas jumper today, but I didn't. Why? I wasn't sure if it was appropriate, so I didn't wear it. My Christmas jumper.
It's not appropriate at this time of year. It's never going to be, is it?
No, it's there's a TV show that I like, and it's one of the characters from the TV show on the jumper, and it just says, "Merry Christmas, Dave." So I wasn't sure if it was appropriate, so I didn't wear it. But I might wear it on Boxing Day. No, I've got a Christmas onesie. Got a Christmas onesie.
That's all right.
I'm probably going to wear that on Boxing Day. I got stranded on the motorway Christmas Day a few years ago in that Christmas onesie.
Be nice and warm though.
Yeah, but I was late for my TV presenting shift, and the producer had to go on X. There was nobody else there. It was hilarious when I showed up. If you tuned into a different channel on Christmas Day a few years ago, you will have seen that. Barbara's bought 5 of these in Carmarthenshire. Strong work, Barbara. They're beautiful.
Yeah, they are really beautiful. That beautiful play of colour across the surface of the pearls is just amazing. And it's one of those things that pearls for me, I always, when I see them on TV, they look amazing. When I get them home, they look even better.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm looking at those on the screen, and I've got like the camera screen, and then I've got the big screen behind me, which I'm using to read from. But I mean, they look beautiful on the recording. They look beautiful, but then in person, they're so much more metallic. There's so much more colour in them in person. But that's why you got your 30-day money-back guarantee. Get it home, have a look, take advantage of that. Perfect. Okay, wonderful. Now it's time for the kit. Malcolm's just bought 3 of these as well. This is the perfect colour palette for me. My office is this colour. I absolutely adore this colour. I adore these gemstones. I'm looking at this right now going, oh my gosh, for me, this is perfection. I absolutely love this.
Yeah, it's a lovely kit. I absolutely love using my real gemstones and working with chips and nuggets, and I think sometimes you get lots of texture into your jewellery very easily by using an irregular shaped bead. So you don't have to think about it, it's all done for you.
Mother Nature's done it all for you. I love that. Right, so this is I can't even talk. I'm so excited. The colour palette is just amazing. I love beautiful like lavenders with turquoises. That purple and turquoise colour combination for me is incredible. But the gemstones that you're getting in this as well, the calibre of gemstones. I'm not even starting with the wire. Let's start with the gemstones. You've got 110 carats of multicoloured beryl. 110 carats of multicoloured beryl. This strand is absolutely perfect. You have got your aquamarines, you've got your morganites, you've got your heliodors, you've got your beautiful goshenite, you've got your emeralds in there. I mean, some of the blues that you've got are blues that I have not seen in aquamarine. I mean, the colour is phenomenal. That is what you would call a Santa Maria aquamarine. That colour there is absolutely beautiful. So you've got all of your beryl there. I'm so excited about this strand. You've then got, if that wasn't enough aquamarine, you've got 120 carats in your aquamarine, in your small plain nuggets, and they are beautiful. This is that wonderful, gorgeous kind of stunning kind of sea foam, gorgeous subtlety that you've got in this, which I love. Isn't it lovely? Beautiful. Then you've got 200 carats of Amazonite. Whoever's put this together has just got a wonderful palette for colours. These are incredible. So you've got the gorgeous Amazonite. Again, another one of those gemstones that's just unmistakable. You've then got one of my favourite gemstones in the world, which is your multi-fluorite. I'm obsessed with fluorite. I love it. I've got lots of it around my house. I've got lots of loose stones in my office with the fluorite as well. This is beautiful. And you've got all of the colours. So you've got, and some of these are kind of the zebra fluorite, so you've got the 2 colours coming through. They're amazing. And then finally, in the gemstones, you have got 290 carats of light amethyst with the small muggets. Small muggets. Muggets, it's a new word. It's like the Harry Potter word for nuggets. Human, anyway, so muggets, 5 by 4 mil to 12 by 8 mil. That's 82 to 60, 86 centimetres. These are delicious. I'm guessing these are probably Brazilian because you've got gorgeous clarity in these. So loads and loads of. Can we add up the carat weight of all of those gemstones? 290 plus, I can probably do it in my head, but I'm not going to. So lovely. And then you've also got 10 meters of your silver plated copper wire 0.4 mil and 10 meters of your silver plated copper wire 0.6 mil. And is there another copper wire? Is there a 0.8 as well? Ah, thanks. And you've got the 0.8 as well. How many? 900 and what carats? 970 carats of genuine gemstones, 30 meters of silver-plated copper wire. And what an exquisite, I mean, if you were to buy these gemstones individually, ridiculous, honestly. Yeah. Which one did you have, that one? I'll give you that
it was
one.
on your side.
Oh, was it on that side?
Yeah,
was I just
hiding.
not? I was. And if you like to do memory wire bracelets, we've got some memory wire coming up as well, which is going to be perfect with the chips and nuggets as well.
Yes, definitely.
So that's going to be coming up for you. I'll bring that in after, once we've got the kit started. What? I thought you just said in my ear 70.95, 70.95. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's for me, this is kind of a, what I call an old school kit. So if you love your gemstones and you just want to get back to sort of doing what you really love, your basics with your gemstones and your chips and nuggets, absolutely perfect way to do it.
Fantastic, fantastic. Shall we? I love how we like, so can we just decide what we would like? I would like a black tea, no sugar, please. What would you like?
Can I have a tea with milk, please? No sugar.
Perfect. Thank you very much. we're trying to do it like silently, and then we're like, well, we have a conversation anyway, and it's a bit like we sit here and have a conversation. Yeah. We may as well tell everyone what we're ordering for our tea. Yeah. Fantastic. Thanks. You're having brandy? I don't think you are, Ben. No, you're not. I can't believe for a £20 note you can get 900 and plus carats of genuine gemstones, and not just, do you know what? Not just any old gemstones. To get a strand of beryl of this quality, and when you think about how expensive morganite is, and how expensive this kind of colour in aquamarine is, that amazing Santa Maria blue.
That's it. And yeah, the length of these strands as well. So you've got so much to work with. You don't have to think, oh, I've got to be really conservative with this strand of gemstones because I might run out. No. It's just, you don't have to be conservative at all. You just go for it with the design. Really just, you can just really go to town. It's beautiful.
They're amazing. And you've got, like, some of these with the beryl, you've got some that have got, like, amazing kind of clarity. You've got some that are quite opaque. It's just, I love mixing the textures, the opacity of, that's not a word, the opaqueness of some of them against the kind of, translucency of the others. I'll shut up and let's do the demo, shall we? Exactly, Ben. Some of them you can see through, while others you can't. But I like that combination together. So what are you demoing for us?
Okay,
I'll shut up.
So we're going to go for the wow factor neckline piece, because it kind of looks a little bit like there's an awful lot to it, but actually when you break the components down, it's quite a simple piece to make.
Wow.
Every single one of these you make will be unique, because just the way that the wire works, it'll just completely be different. It's a very organic piece of jewellery. It kind of forms itself, so each one will just be a unique piece. And I just love the fact that you get that wow factor of pop of colour, all of that texture from the nuggets, and it just all comes to life, and it's just the beautiful colour palette that makes this work so well.
Love it.
So we're going to start.
Matches your nails as well.
It does match my nails, which is absolutely, I've got my favourite colour on my nails, so I've got purple on my nails for Christmas.
Wonderful.
Sorry, they're a bit sparkly, but there you go. Right, okay, so we're going to start off, we're going to make the 3 sort of floral amethyst components, and so all I've done is taken the amethyst off the strand and put them onto the 0.6mm wire. And they will all quite happily go onto the 0.6mm wire with absolutely no problem at all. And so this is probably the longest part of making this neckline piece, is actually threading all the amethyst on. But there's a little tip for you. If you're taking them off the strand onto the wire, if you cut the strand, now because it's a double strand, you'll have a knot on one end. So you can just cut that and not worry that they're all going to fall off the end. And then what I do is I sort of help them towards the end of the little piece of thread. And as they're coming off the end of the piece of thread, pop the wire in. So you don't have to worry where the drill hole is so much, you'll just find it. And that's the easiest way I found to thread them onto the piece of wire. Okay, so that's how we did those. And you just sit and, you know, have a nice cup of tea or something, sit and thread them all on.
Nice cup of tea? Oh, that's coming,
yes,
isn't it?
hopefully. And have a nice cup of tea, just sit and thread those. And you need to thread probably about, I'd say, about 14 inches of beads, probably. Something like that. But it doesn't matter if you make one of these components and you haven't got enough to make a second one, you can just thread some more on. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bring together a little loop of my amethyst, like that, with my wire. I'm just going to twist those together, just to make almost like a little petal.
Perfect.
That's really easy to do. Then we're going to do the same again. We're going to make another little loop of our amethyst and twist those into a little petal shape. So you can see that you do use them up quite quickly off your wire. This is why you need to have them pre-threaded on. And then we're going to make that little tail of wire out the way, make a third loop. And they don't all have to be the same size, so if they do have a tendency to sort of change sizes, then we're just going to make one final loop. So we're going to bring down the amethyst to create that final loop, a little bit bigger. So each time you make a loop, you can just make it the size you want just by adding more of the amethyst off the strand, and then bring those together. So you end up with 4 loops, like a little cross shape. And then we're going to cut that off and leave yourself a good working end to your wire. So don't leave yourself too little, because we're going to actually work this in to our collar, to our neckline piece.
Oh, wow.
So we don't want too small a piece. And then those 2 wires at the back, if you just twist those together like that, and then that gives you that little shape like that, and that's going to go onto the base to fill in quite a lot of the base with the floral design. And I made 3 of those, so you can probably see where the 3 of those are sitting. And then we can move on to the next little section. So we need to make a base for this to sit upon.
Okay.
So you need to make 3 of those, and then we're going to make a base. Now to make the base, this is what I was making very quickly in the break, so I didn't take anybody's eye out with the wire.
Yeah, yeah.
So when you make the base, you're going to need 2 2-metre lengths of your 0.8 wire folded in half. So really long pieces of wire. So 2 metres folded in half. So it's going to give you 4 1-metre pieces of wire to be working with. So these 4 sort of strands you can see here. And you're going to take the centres. This is where I'm going to put that under the desk.
I'll just stand, I'll be over here.
I've taken smaller pieces.
Do you know,
they're still quite unruly. I do this part of the technique stood up. And it's normally where my husband goes, "Dear, you're in the way of the TV. Could you just move?" Because I just find it a lot easier to work these lengths of wires stood up.
There were some protective glasses here in the first hour. I was just looking for them to put them on. I'll just stand over here.
It should be okay. So I'm going to bring those 2 ends together, and I'm just going to twist to form a loop. Okay, so we've just got a little loop on there, and that's going to be what that's going to allow us to connect this to our rosary linking for the neckline piece.
Perfect.
Okay, now what I need to do now is, now I've got these all protected, is to undo the ends of them because they've all got locked together. So I'm just going to pull each one of these out so that they're loose. There we go. And you want to work in 2 sets of 2. So I've got 2 wires on the left and 2 wires on the right.
Right.
And if you can do a vertical half hitch with macrame, then this is pretty much what you're doing with the wire. And you're going to be wrapping the wires around each other to create beautiful loops. And what we're intending to make is something that looks like this.
Ah.
Okay, so this is going to form the base of my neckline piece. So to make that free-form shape, what I'm going to do is take the wires that are on the right-hand side. They need to go underneath the left-hand ones. You're going to bring them around in a loop all the way around and back over the top like that. Okay, so we've got that first loop in place. And do the opposite, so I'm going to take the left-hand ones, they're going to come all the way underneath, around the top, and then back over the front of those right-hand ones. So you get into quite a little sort of rhythm of just moving the wires. So every time you go around, you're going anti-clockwise with one set and clockwise with the other.
Oh.
So you start to get these little loops like this. And if you forget which one you've done, so you've just done the one that's got the loop on it, so you're then going to pick up the ones that you've looped around or are going through that loop. Okay, like that. So that's what you're going to create. And then you're going to create a little loop on the opposite end. So you're going to do this with a 2 metre length of wire folded in half. So once you've done this section, big enough to make the central section of your neckline piece, you'll still have quite a lot of working wires to work in. So I'm just going to bring the one I've done already, and this isn't as long as I would do at home. So this central section piece here, for the central bit of the neckline piece,
right,
needs to be at sort of whatever length you want it to be. So I would probably at home have made this about 2 inches longer than it is here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to curve it into position. So I'll make it sort of neck shaped, like so. And then what we're going to do is on the top here, I'm going to take one of the wires that I've just created my little loop around here, and I'm going to go underneath and through the loop.
Right.
In the where it's connecting around the wires. This is going to make this more stable, and pull that through and then loop around. And what that's also going to do is it's going to lock this neckline into position where we've curved it, so it's not going to be able to move in a minute.
Okay.
And then I'm going to take it again through the next loop, pull through, and then lock round. And again. And what you want to do is sort of try and lock it in between wires rather than just putting it into the loop. Maybe lock it in between those where those 4 wires cross. Because each time you're doing this, you're creating more stability for this neckline piece. So I'm just going to run to the end quickly. And each time, just straighten your wire out, go through the loop. And I'm just, if you make it easier for yourself, if you put your finger on top of it, that will make it flatten down nice and easily. And then through the next one, and then we can wrap that around the end to lock that into position.
Oh wow!
So now if I try and straighten that, I can only straighten it to a certain amount because those wires there are now locking that into position. And then what I would do is I would do the same at the bottom, run through all of those loops and lock this all into position. But for speed I'm not going to do that, but that would give you quite a wide neckline piece, which you can see that I had on mine. And again, I would run both these wires doing the same down the bottom and then another loop across the top, just going through wherever you want to create a wider band and locking that sort of curved position into place. So once you've got your base, and it all will look like wire spaghetti to start off with, and you'll be thinking, oh gosh, I've got lots of wires to work in and I don't really know what I've got to do with all of these. It's absolutely fine. I'm just going to quickly do the bottom just to lock these out of the way so you won't see them. And you can see you can either do it in 1 or 2 loops, like that. And then I'll get these out of the way. There we go. So I've got those, they would all be done all the way down.
Perfect.
And then what you're going to do is attach your flowers into position that you created. You can see already you're starting to fill the wire work up quite quickly.
It's incredible.
And what you want to do is when you put the ends of your wire through, put one through an empty gap and then move the other one into another place where there's some wires crossing so that they don't automatic, so you've automatically got sort of a locking position.
Right.
And then with those working ends of the wire, the reason we kept those is I'm going to take them from the bottom and go over the top of one of my loops of my flower and back through the base to lock into position, and just pull that over. Now that petal's locked and you won't actually see where you've gone through because it's just locked in between those amethyst nuggets. I'm going to do the same with my other working end, like this. Back through your flower, over your petal, pull that through. That's going to lock that into position, so that's now secure, it's not going to fall off. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of these wires from the back back through the centre of my flower. Now the reason I'm doing it this way is just so you can see that you don't have to be neat and tidy. These will all work in behind. So you don't have to think, oh, I've got to work it underneath and make it really neat and tidy. So now I can use this wire to create a little spiral to hide the working centre of this flower. So what I'm going to do first of all is I'm just going to pop onto there, before I make my little spiral, just a couple of my nuggets. Go back down, just to hide as much of the working as we can. Like so. So that's filled in the gap in the centre. And I'm going to bring my wire back up from the bottom. And now I'm going to create my little spiral which will sit on top of that central part of the flower. So what I want to do is cut my wire to about 1.5 inches long, and then I'm going to use my round nose pliers.
Well, they're fancy ones.
They're just bail making pliers, but you can just use your standard round nose pliers. In fact, I'll use my standard ones because that's what everybody will have in their kit. So even if you're just starting, you'll have standard ones, but that will just give you a more open centre to your spiral by using those. And again, the more open you want the centre of your spiral to be, the further down your pliers you come. So I want mine to be not too open. So I'm going right to the end. Now I'm just going to start my spiral, and I'm going to bring that wire right back round so that it's created a spiral plus a little bit extra, a loop and a next bit extra. And the reason to do that is if you get the centre of your spiral started nice and neatly, then the rest of the spiral will follow. If you create an oval in the centre, you'll end up with an oval spiral because everything runs from that first loop of the centre of the spiral. Always sort of liken it to a snail shell. If you ever see a snail that's got a slightly lopsided shell, if you look right at the centre when it first started forming, the centre of that shell would be slightly lopsided.
Oh, poor snail.
No, poor snail. There we go. So now we've got that little spiral right in the centre. So we've hidden all of our central working and a little spiral in there as well. And that's finished one of our wires off as well.
Fantastic.
So now we need to start to create all the other elaboration that's on the neckline piece. So you do 3 of those across the neckline of your flowers. And then you're going to start to create the rest of the work. Now, I used the very long tails that I had off my flowers to add the fluorite to the rest of the neckline piece.
Wonderful.
Which is a 0.6 wire. But we're just going to see if the fluorite will go on the 0.8 just to make my life a little bit easier, which it does. So what we're going to do is we're just going to add a little bit of fluorite to one of these wires at the bottom to create the sort of loops that run across the bottom of the neckline piece. And unfortunately I've taken all my fluorite off the strand, so I can't do the quick technique that I would do normally, which is just to use the strand. But you can see that they fit really easily onto the wire, and they are quite easy to thread. And I think the thing I found easiest to find the drill holes in a lot of gemstones is to have a white piece of copier paper, because you seem to see the drill hole running through the centre of gemstones a lot better as a sort of a distinct lighter line through them.
Right.
If you've got something light underneath. So if you have, like I have, taken them all off the strand, then that will help you. So what I did across the bottom of the neckline piece was with one of my wires, whether it be one of the extra wires from the flowers or one of the wires that I still had left over from creating the base, go through that loop there and again lock that into position to create the beautiful swags across the bottom, so that creates more depth to the piece across the bottom of the neckline piece. And at the top, what I did was I picked out the more brighter fluorite. And all I did was picked up one of the fluorite, let it come down to the base of the neckline piece, and of course I had more loops running across the top because I've gone across twice, and then go underneath that loop with my wire. I'm just adding one gemstone, again come round to the top, like that, and then I'm going to pick up another gemstone onto my wire. Use your wire as a needle, it makes picking up the gemstones really easy. And then again underneath that loop, and you can see I've got the gemstone pulled right down to the loop that I'm working around, and then lock that into position. So you can see now that those are starting to be locked into position, and they don't actually move very much, but they will move a little bit to give you a little bit of movement in your jewellery. And that's how I did the whole neckline. So it's a matter of just building it up slowly. So you make that base, add the flowers on, then create the loops down the bottom and individually sort of sew in those fluorite across the top with your wire. But it's all done on wire, so there's no, you know, no extra beading thread or anything added into there. And then I just made rosary links with alternating between the fluorite and the amazonite for the neckline. I made a little clasp for the back of it out of the 0.8 wire. So everything that's in there is in the kit.
Fantastic, awesome. And talking of wire, you know what we've got now? We've got a star buy on the memory wire. So inspired, absolutely amazing, amazing, amazing. And it looked so complicated and so elaborate and detailed, and it is elaborate and detailed, but to be able to put that together,
it does build quite quickly. Once you've got all the sort of components, so you get that base and then get the flowers on. There isn't too much to do. It may look a bit daunting when you get started because you'll have lots of pieces of wire and they're all just finished in, and that's it, very easy.
Yay! So we've got some memory wire, always popular when we bring you memory wire. We have got your memory wire pack of silver. You've got approximately 14 coils of the bracelet wire. 14 coils of the bracelet wire, you've got 14 coils of the ring wire, and you have got approximately 10 coils of the necklace wire. So, memory wire. Sarah.
Yes.
Why do people always go crazy for memory wire? Why is this already always popular? And why is this perfect for this kit?
Chips and nuggets work beautifully on memory wire. We've seen that they've got a very substantial drill hole through the chips and nuggets, so you've got no problem using the memory wire. It's always really popular with chips and nuggets because you get so many chips and nuggets that you can really go to town and have a 3-looped memory wire bracelet if you want, and you basically will only just be popping a little tiny dint in one of these strands. I think it's because it's such a simple piece of jewellery that it fits everybody because there's no clasp. So if you're using a memory wire bracelet, for instance, you can buy one for anybody because it's just going to fit the wrist. You literally loop it around and the memory will hold that bracelet to your wrist. Same with memory wire rings. They'll give a little bit so that you get that flexibility to have a couple of sizes either way. So if you're buying a ring for somebody that you don't necessarily know their ring size, then you've got that little bit of flexibility with a memory wire ring because it will stretch a little bit. And I think because it's often somewhere that people start with jewellery making because it's kind of a finding and a beading thread and everything all rolled into one. And it does a lot of the hard work for you because it does what it says on the tin. It's got a memory. It will keep that beautiful circular shape no matter... unless you sort of really bend it out of shape, it will keep that beautiful circular shape for you. A couple of little tips with memory wire is to make sure that you keep yourself a set of cutters that you only use for memory wire, or have a special set of memory wire cutters. So I have both in here. I keep these in here because this is my sort of travelling box. So I have an old pair of cutters that I've had for an awfully long time that have been with me, and I've used and abused them, that I use for memory wire, which are these ones. I never use these for normal wire or beading thread.
Why?
Just because now I don't know if you can see, can you see they're a little bit dinted in there? And that is from using memory wire. Just a tiny little bit on those blades is a little tiny bit dinted. There we go. And I use them with memory wire, and they're a little bit, they've been, you know, around a long time. I've used them on a lot of wire before I use them for memory wire. But these ones, I don't know if you can see these ones are a heavy duty pair of pliers. A little bit rusty. They've been around a long time, these ones, and I use these for memory wire because they have that heavier steel blade. So they've got a hardened steel blade, and they can get through the memory wire. So if you've got these beautiful flush cutters, or you bought the flush cutters earlier, don't bring these anywhere near your memory wire. Pop them out of reach so you don't pick them up by mistake, because the memory wire is hardened. It will put a nick in your blade. It will put like a little hole in your blade where you've cut through the memory wire. These are great for up to 2 mil of your normal wire, but you really do need to keep them away from memory wire. So just make sure you've got yourself a nice set of pliers.
So look at that, £1.95. What a great addition to the kit.
Yeah.
Nearly everybody's multi-buying. The kit was what, £18? For £20, you've also got your memory wire. You can create so many pieces, bracelets with this. It's incredible. And again, if you're brand new and you've never bought from Jewellery Maker before, get the memory wire, get the kit, and you'll get tools that come with it in your welcome pack.
Yes.
Pretty much everybody's multi-buying. Jane's bought 6 of these in the Loire. How lovely. We've got bidders in France. We've got Candy's bought 2 of these in London. Shirley's bought 3 of these in Cambridgeshire. We've got Jeanette collecting the Outer Hebrides again. Tracy's with us. Shirley's there. Corolla. We've got Taryn and loads of people. Tina, Dawn, Alison, Josephine's bought 2, collects in Manchester have bought 2. At £1.95, you know, it's always popular when we bring you memory wire, and this is the reason why. It's affordable. You can get numerous bracelets and neck pieces and rings out of this.
Yeah, definitely. So, you know, with your bracelets, you'll just go around your wrist maybe once, twice or 3 times, and with your chips and nuggets, it builds up really, really quickly. The great thing with the ones we've got here, they've got really good sized drill holes through the ones in the kit, so you'll be able to get them onto the memory wire, absolutely no problem. You can mix and match, you know, I've been putting some of the fluorite and then some of the amazonite and having that sort of different textures as well, and they're just so easy to put on. I love memory wire bracelets because if you struggle with putting on a clasp or anything like that, they literally just twist onto your wrist. There is no clasp, they're open-ended, but that memory will keep it onto your wrist for you.
Fantastic. Yay! Brilliant. We've got the... We're going to move on. We're going to move on. Let's move on. Right, I'll put this back.
You're having lots of fun with that.
Right, next up we have got, oh my gosh, we've got some shepherd hooks. These are lovely. Oh, they've got little notches on as well. I like that on a shepherd's hook. Yes. So, have a nosy at these. So, you have got your beautiful 95 sterling silver shepherd's hooks with the coil and the ball. They're approximately 14 millimeters. You get in one pair. So it's nice to have that little added coil and ball, right?
It is, because it's just that little attention to detail. It just shows that, you know, every attention has been taken to making these. I love the fact that you've got the kickback on there as well, which just means that the shepherd's hooks are a lot easier to put into your ears, because you've got that nice flat section there to go through your piercing, and it just means it's a lot easier to put them on. And then you've got that really fine sort of part where it's actually going to sit in your ear, and that means it's even more comfortable for you to wear.
Are you ready?
£1.
What?
Pardon?
A pound?
Oh.
A pound! It's our Christmas present from us to you. It's a pound. It's a pound. I'm really excited.
I can't believe that. That's, you know, if you never, you know, worked with sterling silver for earring findings before, and you just wanted to see what they're like, you know, grab yourself a few pairs and just get them home and have a look at the quality.
There you go, sterling silver for a pound.
It's amazing, isn't it?
What sort of tea is this, Sam? It's quality, isn't it? Quality with the hooks and the balls.
It is. I mean, those are, if you look at any high street that's selling jewellery, these are the sort of findings they're using. They're nothing. You're not using anything different.
No.
The designers will use to make their earrings. You're using the same types of findings. That's what I always started when I made jewellery. I thought, this isn't what they're going to be using to make jewellery that we buy. And actually, when I started looking, it's the same techniques.
Yeah.
They use crimp beads and crimp covers. They use these types of earring findings.
Yeah.
There is nothing different. Just you get to make it exactly how you want it to be.
Exactly, we like that. Janine's bought 2, Vera's bought 3, Barbara's bought 5, Greater Manchester's bought 9, Linda's bought 3, Beverly's bought 7, Josephine's bought 3. Absolutely, pretty much everybody's multi-buying. And for a pound a pair, sterling silver, again, if you've got the kit as well, and you've got some sterling silver head pins, you could just drop a few of the and match them with the rest of the kit. You've got your necklace that you've made, you could do some little drop earrings. And again, you know, you were talking about being able to retail these with amethyst, 12 to 15 pounds in sterling silver. Boom.
Definitely.
Amazing. Amazing return on investment.
And I always think that earrings are a really nice, if you do sell your jewellery, a really nice way to get people to come back. They're a really nice thank you gift as well, especially if you're making, you know, you've made quite a sort of elaborate piece of jewellery, but just to give a matching pair of earrings as a thank you. Or, you know, you just say, you know, these are thrown in as part of the bargain, part of the deal. It's really nice. And a lot of people think, oh, that's great, they've got a really good deal there, I'll go back to them and buy more jewellery in the future.
Absolutely, I like that. Sweeten the deal a little bit. Or if somebody is like trying to, you know, bargain with you, and you know you want to be firm on your prices, you can say, do you know what, I can't drop the price on that, but I could give you a matching pair of earrings, you know, sweeten the deal a little bit.
Yeah, definitely.
Bit of a package deal. Fabulous. Okay, awesome. I like that. A lot of people are multi-buying. We've got some lunar cabochons. These are so fun.
They are.
First time I saw these was actually, it was a while back now. It was, I don't remember. Anyway, but they were different to this. They weren't orange. These are fabulous. Shall we have a look at them? Well, hello. They are, aren't they? They are fire. They're on fire. I mean, that is incredible. Like their internal, they've got their own internal light source. I mean, they're incredible. Do you know the word of the day is like lit? It's like, it's what all the cool kids say. I don't know what it's all about.
I don't know either.
No.
I've got 2 teenage boys, but they're not saying that.
No. I think it's just something that the Late Show says, to be honest. They're lit, apparently. But these are, look at those, and you can see, I mean, these have almost got like yellows and golds coming through with that. They're amazing. They look fantastic. You're getting loads of these mango lunar oval cabochons. You're getting 6 pieces. I think that word is amazing, mango. I think they're very mango-y.
They are indeed.
Mango-y. But they're gorgeous. I mean, I've seen these used with seed bead designs before.
Yeah, you can use them with your seed beads. So you can set these with a bezel made of peyote, or you can use these with your shibori ribbon. I've used them on my backing foundation. I've glued those on with my shibori ribbon and my seed beads. These would look beautiful in your cerulean as well, which is a type of clay that we can put our flat back Swarovski crystals into. And these again will work beautifully for that because they have got that mirrored back to them. So they would work beautifully in the cerulean. I just think they're lovely, and they are so different. I've managed to work with some clear ones of these and some pink ones, some like cerise colour pink ones, and they are just amazing. And just the reflective quality you get from them, the fact that every time you move that piece of jewellery, you just get something completely different from these. It's just, they are very, very special.
Fantastic. $8.95 for 6. Treat yourself. Fabulous. So, next up, oh, these pearls are lovely. They're like rose. I was going to say they're like a dusky rose colour. These are beautiful. Vintage rose. I absolutely love this colour. There are only 9 chances left. Only 9 chances left. Beautiful. I love this colour.
It's very delicate, isn't it? It's very soft.
It is beautiful.
It's very romantic, actually.
It is. I love that. My friend got married. Her dress was this colour.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
it's beautiful.
It is.
It's just very, you know, I can see this for sort of spring and summer days, worn with a beautiful, you know, a lovely print summer dress.
Beautiful, beautiful. What I love about this as well, it's not, I'm not into pink, but I love this colour. It's very subtle. Also goes nice with kind of popular right now. There's lots of nudes and those kind of, I'm trying to think of the word, nude colours. Yes. Nude colours, but they are just gorgeous. And it does go with every skin tone as well. If you're like pasty white like me, or if you have, you know, lovely skin like you that's a little tanned. But they are pretty. You've got those peach nuances, those kind of ballet slipper pinks that are coming through, those wonderful rose colours. They're just gorgeous. Jane, Sandra collects in Dorset, Manchester, Hampshire, Surrey, Aberdeenshire. Lovely. 38 centimetres in the strands. And they have those, you can see that in the recording there, those peaches coming through. Be lovely with like morganites or peach moonstones, or those wonderful, some of the beryls that we had in the kit as well would be lovely with that. Well done, Philippa. Well done, Jane. Hello. Hello, Jeffrey. If everybody checks out now, we're over allocated, just so you know. Wow. Last 3 chances. Make sure you are checking out. Dawn, if you want it, check out, lovely. Right, next up, we've got... Oh, these are cool. Oh, we've got head pins that have got loops at the end.
Eye pins.
Eye pins. Perfect. I'm quite so self-sufficient as a presenter, me. I'll just... I will, and then I'll see if something's like not quite in vision, I'll just pull it back or forward so it focuses. There's only 12 chances. Sterling silver eye. We don't see these very often.
No, eye pins are brilliant because it saves you having to use your head pins and to make a loop and then chop the head part of the head pin off. So for me, you know, these are great if you want to make articulated pieces of jewellery that got movement. Maybe you wanted to connect more than one of sort of dropped together. You need a sort of a pre-made loop, if you like, on one end, and then you can make the loop on the other once you've added your beads. So it's almost like a rosary link, except you've got the open loops there. So a rosary link would have wrapped loops on either side.
Fantastic.
And these just brilliant that you've already got half of the component made for you.
And you're getting how many of these? 5 sterling silver, 5 for £1.95.
Wow.
It's madness, isn't it?
It is, because it just saves you using your other findings and having to sort of lose some of that sterling silver in the process of being able to create what you've already got in this eye pin ready made for you.
And again, if you're new, well, you know, and you're still learning the ropes in terms of...
Yes.
It's great to have for your stash, isn't it?
It is, and I started making my jewellery with sterling silver, and I found it easier to master making things like loops and sort of bends in head pins and eye pins using the sterling silver because it's more malleable.
Yeah, it is.
So it's a lot easier for you to actually learn your skills, if you like, with something that's a lot more malleable. So if you can get these into your collection at that price.
Brilliant.
Amazing.
Fantastic. Right, next up, let's do... I love these. I actually want these. I would just wear these as they are. These are awesome. These are so me. They've only ever been on air once before. Rose gold is so fashionable right now, and I love, 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 love these. I just want to own these. I think these are fabulous. Have a look at how gorgeous these are. Look, so you've got sterling silver stars, and then you've got the rose gold little stars as well.
That's lovely. The stars are everywhere, and it's sort of, you know, star-inspired jewellery. It's everywhere.
It is, isn't it?
It must be, because I was inspired to make that first neckline piece.
Yeah, definitely. one of my best friends and one of my business partners last year for my birthday, she bought me some little rose gold little star earrings, just like simple shepherd's hook with a little rose gold star. But I like the two-tone. I love two-tone.
And they're a really lovely everyday pair of earrings.
They're
not too sort of overpowering, but they're still really quite a statement.
They are. They're beautiful. You could dress them up or dress them down, couldn't you? Like, I'd wear these with a pair of jeans. Also, you could wear these with an evening gown or something. They've got that wow factor as well.
And, you know, if you wanted to, you could get two sets and, you know, take the shepherd's hook off the next second set and make what pendant out of one.
Yeah.
And then a charm for a bracelet out the other.
Perfect. There you go. Get two. I'd be multi-buying.
Yeah.
They'd be lovely on a charm bracelet. Just a simple plain silver bracelet with a little charm on. Oh, they're lovely. $16.95. Fantastic. Brilliant value. I love those.
Yeah, they're gorgeous.
They
really
are.
And
They're lovely.
They're a real, you know, lovely sort of statement. I love stars because they're almost
I
like a
do.
wish or a promise.
Yeah,
They're beautiful.
absolutely. And do you know what else as well? They're age appropriate as well, like whether they're for younger people or older people.
So,
everybody can enjoy them.
and, you know, if you do sell your jewellery, hearts and stars are the real big sellers.
Yeah,
'Cause
I'm obsessed. I buy hearts and stars for everything. I am, honestly.
that's it. I think they're a really sort of safe zone for people who are buying jewellery for other people that don't necessarily know, you know, a lot about their jewellery style or their personal style even. They're a really safe bet.
They are. I just bought my mum a brace. Oh, I can't say, she might be watching. Anyway, we've got Star Buy on Kyanite coming up after this. It's coming up as you Star Buy right now. I hope my mum's not watching. I've definitely just ruined the whole... No, braces, that's what I'm buying. That's what I'm buying you, Mum, some bracers. Yeah. No, there's like, you know, rock on Tommy things. Sorry. Everybody apart from you and I in the studio probably has no idea what that was a reference to.
Probably not,
so
no.
there we go. I've got a story about a cannonball. I can't tell it on air though, because they may find out. No. No, I can't. But I worked with them many years ago. And we'll just leave it at that. Anyway, so have a look at this kyanite. Have a look at this kyanite. 360 carats. I love this gemstone. I own so much of this gemstone. Kyanite, spinel, tanzanite. They're like big. They're like my big three. I absolutely love them. And what I love, there's so many things that I love about kyanite, that it's completely 100% natural. So this colour that you get, which if you saw this colour in a sapphire, you'd be paying an extortionate amount of money for, because it is that really desirable colour that you get, that incredible kind of cornflower blue, that really bright, wonderful, pure blue. And with kyanite as well, it's not what you would call like a greenish blue, and it's not like a purplish blue. It really kind of hits that gamut point of blue, like that perfect kind of colour of blue. So that's one reason why I love it. I love the rarity of it. You know, the fact that, you know, it only forms with a mountain 9 miles high to create enough pressure to form the gemstone. That in itself to me is so magical. And I was talking about this last time I was here, how you know, facts tell, but stories sell. So if you're somebody that does sell your jewellery, it's really, really lovely to have a story behind when people are looking. Oh, this is a beautiful bracelet. Oh, yeah, this is kyanite. Do you know what? It's only found in a handful of locations on the earth, and it actually requires a mountain range to be 9 miles high to create enough pressure to form it. Like, if that's me, and I'm like a nature nerd, right? And I would be like, oh my gosh, oh yeah, oh that's amazing. That's an amazing story. So it's so lovely to be able to romance what it is that you're selling by being able to share those stories. Facts tell, stories sell. Nobody cares about the crystal structure of your gemstones. I've been telling this to, anyway, I've been saying this for a long time. Nobody cares. No, they don't. People aren't going to buy it because this is an orthorhombic gemstone. It's not an orthorhombic gemstone, but people aren't going to buy it. Or because it's got 2 cleavages. They're like, what? I'm not going to...
Yeah, I know what you mean. People love the fact of where it comes from, the history of it, the mythology behind it, all of those sorts of things.
Yeah.
And when I do my commission pieces, there's a card that I typically do a little card that goes in there with what gemstones are in there and those sorts of facts. Where it's from, sort of, but not the crystal structure or there's none of that on there.
No.
It's a little bit about, you know, if it's got any crystal healing properties that they might well be interested in, where it comes from, a bit about how it might be mined, perhaps, you know, if it's a particularly difficult gemstone to get out of the ground or it has a particularly long journey to get to us. Yeah. All of those sorts of little information goes on that card.
Fantastic. Oh, I like that idea. I think that's really super. Can you hear these guys in your ear?
No, they've switched me off. So.
Oh, they've switched you off. Can you hear her now?
No.
Oh.
I don't know. What?
Maybe you're unplugged or something.
Oh, maybe. Oh, I don't know.
Oh, I don't know. Anyway, £6.
Oh,
there you go. It's much easier without listening to them, honestly. £6.95. I was going to do all the kyanite... I was going to do all the kyanite jokes, but I kyanite be bothered, so I'll leave that. $6.95. You're Himalayan to me. It's incredible. But I love the gemstone. I love the shape as well. It's so unique and so...
It is. It's almost like sort of button-like, isn't it, the shape? But you can, you know, if you do a very simple technique where you sort of take 2 threads through the drill hole, you can actually flip it so you almost have that button sort of shaped design.
Yes.
And you get this sort of flat side of this gemstone facing out, which gives you even more of that beautiful blue property.
Wonderful. Awesome. At $6.95, snaffle it up. Right, are you saying we've got to... Oh my gosh, where's the show going? It's down to our last hour. I'm really excited because I have never, ever, ever seen a macrame demo. A kumihimo
I was going to say, you're not going to see a macrame demo.
Sorry, I've never seen a kumihimo demo. See, that's how educated I am, that I even got it the wrong.
That's okay, it's all you.
Anyway, we'll be coming back after the break with some kumamikami and some kumihimo after the break.
Merry Christmas from your buying team.
And a Happy New Year.
Jewellery Maker have an extensive range of DVDs for all abilities. Each of our mediums has an introductory DVD to help you get started. If you're already an experienced jewellery maker, we have a collection of projects and more advanced DVDs to take your designs to the next level. We are always filming new DVDs with our specialist guest designers, so visit our website for more information.
Hello everyone, I know Christmas is just around the corner, but I just had to show you 3 of the most amazing products that we've got coming up on the morning show. Firstly, a lot of you have seen this already, but I actually physically have it in front of me and I'm incredibly excited. To celebrate my 20th DVD, I've been allowed to produce for Christmas Day, exclusively Christmas Day, a double disc, and this contains all of my favourite seed bead makes from the past 12 months. So this is coming up at 10 o'clock in the show. This is just incredible. Now, as we know, Labradorite is a firm favourite with our viewers, and we've managed to secure for Christmas Day amazing Labradorite cobblestones. They are the biggest pieces of Labradorite that we've ever stocked before. Lots of shapes, massive carat weights. Can't wait to share these with you on the day. Labradorite cobblestones. I'm going to save the best till last here. I don't know how we've managed to secure these. The most incredible, phenomenal, luxurious pearls I have ever seen. I've been on the show for 6 years now, and these are the most extraordinary strands of pearls I have ever seen. We've got 3 that we're going to be showing mid-morning. We've got a 10mm and an 8 and 9mm, just exquisite. So with pearls, the Labradorite cobblestones and the double DVD launch, plus so much more, I'm so excited to share everything with you. Make sure that you join me and presenter Zena from 8 o'clock on Christmas Day, December the 25th, and we'll share these and a lot more with you. Look forward to seeing you then.
We here at Jewellery Maker love to hear your feedback. So working in conjunction with FIFO, a global ratings and reviews provider, when you purchase a product from JM, you will receive an email asking you to rate our service and our products. This helps us to bring you excellent customer service and ensure we're bringing you value for money and high quality goods. Have your say with Jewellery Maker FIFO reviews.
Merry Christmas from the marketing team. Dion, you didn't say anything.
I know, she was miming.
Because my voice sounds so weird.
Owning a strand of genuine gemstones is always exciting, but being able to use it in your handcrafted jewellery, then passing it on to its new owner with proof of its authenticity is even more incredible. Why not add one of our printed authenticity cards to your order and share that same feeling with your customers? You can also access online authenticity certificates for items you have previously ordered by looking at your order history on your account details. The certificate gives you valuable information about your purchase and is your guarantee of quality and peace of mind from Jewellery Maker.
Welcome back. It's our last hour. My hat's all skewy. There we go. I feel like I'm in panto, like I should be slapping my thigh. Anyway, now this looks quite intriguing, and we're going to have a look in a minute, but
yes, we are.
We're going to get into the kit. So we're going to start with the beads in the Kumihimo kit that we've got for you. I've never seen any kind of Kumihimo before, so I'm quite excited about this. You have got 4 tubes of seed beads, and let me tell you what you have got. So you have got your galvanized silver 6/0s, you have got your gunmetal 6/0s, you've got your opaque black 6/0s, and you've got your silver lined crystal 6/0s. So these are all quite big.
They are. So these are
these the biggest that you get?
The biggest of our seed beads.
Okay.
So the numbers that you see with the seed beads are related to how many you get per inch if they're sitting with a drill hole facing upwards and they're all sat in a line.
I wondered what that meant.
So that basically means that, you know, there'll be 6 of these, and then 8 hours you get 8, and then so it's a way of just giving you an instant recognition of that size.
That's fab. I didn't know that.
These are the biggest we do. They do slightly bigger ones, but then they start changing the name of them, so they're not actually classed as seed beads once they get bigger than this.
Okay, perfect. Are the Magatamas, are they bigger?
Magatamas are a specific shape,
okay.
So that's why they've got a different name.
Okay.
They've got their sort of, it's almost like a slice, a sort of diamond-shaped sliced bead.
Right.
Magatamas work absolutely wonderfully with Kumihimo.
Brilliant.
So you almost end up with like a dragon scale effect when you do bead
that.
Kumihimo with Magatamas.
It's not what dragon noises. Anyway. What noise does a dragon make?
I don't know. It's sort of snorting noise, doesn't it?
It's a sort of snorting noise.
Yes.
I don't know, I've only seen dragons on like Game of Thrones.
And cartoons.
The cartoons. Puff the Magic Dragon he lives by the sea. And he frolics in the autumn mist. Anyway, so, yeah, Emma, be quiet. So, yes, going back to the beads and not the dragon noises, because I don't know what noise dragons make. I think they just roar, don't they, a bit?
Yeah, probably.
They roar like a cat. And they probably do snort. They probably have a noise.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard a lion roar, like up close and personal?
No.
That's quite scary.
Yes.
I was on safari this year, and it was like the sun was going down and the lions were coming out. And there was one in front of me, and I'd got my eye on it, and the guide was like, we're in an open car, and the guy's like, just, don't make any sudden movements, don't make any loud noises. I'm like, okay, fine. So I've got my eye on this lion, but then completely unawares, two, if I'd put my hand out of the car, I could have touched them. Like, two just came, and oh my gosh, literally, I just froze. Things don't bother me at all, honestly. Wildlife, anything, I love it. And I just literally froze because I didn't see them come in.
Yeah,
it was
scary when they just sneak up on you.
It was scary, and then they were just behind me roaring and doing other things that lions do. Anyway, so. Just thought I'd share that with you. 3 sets of your seed beads. They're all 6/0s. I'm glad you cleared that up because I realised that the smaller the beads, the bigger the number there was. So now I know what that is in relation to, which is pretty cool. So the galvanised silver, the gunmetal, the opaque black, and the silver-lined crystal. Fantastic. And you're getting 20 grams. Is it 20 grams? The GM?
Sorry.
20 GM.
23, that's the grams.
Yes.
So that's...
apart from that one,
yes.
which is 5.
Yes.
Which is the galvanised.
Yes.
Fabulous.
So you've got loads in these tubes. I mean, they really, you're not going to... Even when you do totally beaded kunihimo, because they're bigger, they last and they fill up the design really quickly. So you don't really motor through them that quickly.
Fantastic. And at £9.95, that's phenomenal. What's £2.50? £2.50 each? Brilliant. That's fantastic. £2.50 each. A tube. They're amazing. Perfect. Wonderful. £2.50 a tube. That's phenomenal.
That's amazing.
It is.
And because, you can be really go to town with your jewellery and do totally beaded bead jewellery, or you can just really go, be quite sort of simple with them and just use these. If you want to use these with the delicas we had earlier as well in the other kit, they would work beautifully with those.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So, have we got a message? We've got a message. We've got a text in. Can you put it on my screen so I can see? Thanks. Dragons don't exist, so don't worry about what noise they make.
They exist in movies and things though, so yeah, I can know.
That's it. You've just absolutely ruined my illusion now of dragons existing. But if you watch Game of Thrones, they totally exist. They used to exist. They could. I mean, you've got like, there's, you know, King Arthur and...
Well, you know, lots of people think there's one in Loch Ness, don't they? Whether that's a dragon or whether it's just a monster, we don't know.
We don't know. We don't know. You don't know. Text us in. Do you think dragons exist? No, please don't do that. You can if you want, but we probably won't read it. Right, let's do the Eslon part of the kit. So, move those out the way. So, you have got, the Eslon is the thread.
It is.
Right.
So, this is what's going to make the braid or carry the beads for the braid.
Okay. So, the Eslon is a thread, basically, right? So, you've got 70 metres of the charcoal of the Eslon cord, which is, it's all 0.4 millimetre. You've then got 70 metres of the silver. 70 metres, that's a substantial length.
Loads.
And you've got 70 metres of the vanilla, and I think that's a very good explanation of that colour, because it is vanilla. Perfect. So that's what you're getting with the thread. Have we got another we've got another text. What does this one say? Not on my screen.
Would you like me to read it out? Oh, you got it.
Good God, dragons are not real. Dinosaurs used to exist. Really? Carol, well, Pete had one. If you believe them, they are. We're not. I'm genuinely not being serious that I think the dragons exist. Honestly, I'm just playing with you. But Carol's on our team.
Well, it's nice to.
But we don't know though, because George. Well, what about George and the dragon? You know, what was that all about?
Oh, that's true. That's true. Maybe he killed the last dragon though.
I went to the place where they killed the last wolf. A little place called Humphrey Head in the Lake District. There you go. Just thought I'd share that with you. But yeah, what's the story with George and the dragon? The King George.
What about kimono dragons?
Well, they totally exist, but I think they're reptiles.
They're more like a big lizard, aren't they?
And they are like a big lizard. In fact, on my one of my trips for next year is a small boat Indonesian cruise, and I really want to go to Komodo Island. See the Komodo dragons. They're cool as. They're so cool.
I mean, people used to think the world was flat.
People now still do think the world is flat.
Exactly.
But it could be.
We don't know.
Do you think it, but if you've looked at the research, it could be flat.
Pretty solid.
It is pretty solid. Okay, right.
Are we just computer simulations?
Oh, we could be, couldn't we? Could just be, everything could just be what's the word?
VR.
A hologram.
Yeah, it could be.
There's people that believe that as well. We live in a hologram world.
Yeah.
And
true.
But okay, so can we get on with the rest of the kit? This is what happens at 9 o'clock at night. I'm sorry. We haven't seen the other bits. We've got, yeah. Then we've also got the oh man, I've got an itchy nose, I might sneeze. We've also, it's all right, I'll let you know if I want one like out. I'm good. We've also got these Kumihimo accessory packs. What are these for?
So these are for sealing the ends. So where you work all your threads together, you need somewhere to put all of those threads to finish them off seamlessly. So you use these. They are a glue-on end. So all of your cords will go inside there and finish it off in a perfectly professional manner for you and give you that seamless finish. And then in there you've also got your toggle clasps with your T-bars and your bail carriers. So that if you want to add a pendant onto a plain Kumihimo braid, you can with a bail carrier.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic. Oh, they're awesome. Because you do see, and when I just bought I know, because my dad might be watching. But you see, like the leather cord bracelets and stuff, and they have these lovely finishes.
Definitely. So, you know, it's the way that they're finished off in the industry, in jewellery making industry. There's absolutely, you know, it's a perfect way to finish any multi-stranded bracelet or neckline piece, because it hides all those ends. In the bracelet or the neckline piece I'm going to demonstrate, there's 10 cords. So trying to finish those off in a way that's really neat and tidy, it's quite tricky.
Perfect. Now we're going to have a look at the jewellery, but I tell you, it's on the desk in between the computers, because Sarah passed it over to me to show me while I was sat in after you photographed it. Yeah, it is. It's on the desk. It's on the desk. Where I was sat next to Beck on Scott's old desk, it's in between the two computers there. Ooh. I tell you, it might not be. But it's a good job we've got pictures of it. So, welcome to the Late Show at Christmas. So this is quite different to what I've...
That's not it. That's not
it. That's it.
There we go.
We've done the pearl kit. We might recap it afterwards, but we've done it.
You never guessed where it was.
Was it where I said it was?
It was on the desk. It was between
the two computers.
On Scott's old desk.
I've said this. I even come on mic and said this. There we go. So, the jewellery's arrived.
Hooray! There we go.
Because I was saying I hadn't seen Kumihimo before, and so you were showing it to me.
And I must have just left it there.
And we just left it there. So, we got the final part of the kit anyway. So.
Sorry, Sarah.
That's all right.
It's kind of Sarah's fault, really, because she moved it.
Yeah, it's my fault.
So in this part of the kit, you've got a Kumihimo square disc. A square disc?
Yes.
It's an oxymoron, isn't it?
Well, they normally call it a plate, but
plate
square disc.
It's a square.
Yes.
And we've also got the Kumihimo weight, which is 50 kilograms. So
50 grams.
50 grams. I was going to say it was a really heavy weight.
I've been working out.
So, I'm so sorry. It's just all got a bit messy. Explain, so obviously you're using the plate.
Yes. Yeah, so the plates holds the cords to allow you to move them independently. So it will hold onto all the threads for you. And your weight goes underneath the disc or the plate, and that will hold the braid and put downward weight on it.
Right.
And that's what helps you to keep the pressure. So that would be upside down, the other way around, and that will pull through that disc or the plate and create constant tension and pressure, which gives you an even braid.
Wonderful.
So it's a really important thing to have a weight when you're working, because if you're holding the ends of those threads, you know, at the beginning you might be like holding it with a certain amount of pressure, and then by the end of this little braid your hand might have got tired, or you know, you might have put the disc down and forgotten what pressure you were holding it on. So the weight is always going to give you that constant pressure and pull through the disc, and that will give you a nice even braid. So if you've ever struggled with a Kumihimo braid being a bit sort of almost lumpy or wavy, this will stop that for you.
It's perfect. So an essential.
It is, definitely.
For continuity.
And it's really important, you know, that if you've got the 50 gram, that, you know, if you make a braid, I always write down the recipe that I started with, so where my colours and my cords were and what weight I used. And that will always give me the same results again.
Fantastic. Awesome sauce. I love it. I want to have a go at this because I'm quite into bracelets in a big way. And at £7.95, perfect. You can get, you know, something that you can use over and over and over and over again.
Yeah. Another little tip with these is if you mark them as to what you're using thread-wise in them, because they've got a slot at the top here. So if I'm using Eslon, I will write Eslon or small or beading thread or something on the back of them, just with a sort of a ballpoint pen. And then if I've got am doing a braid with thicker cords, I'll use an older disc that I've used for a while where the slots may have been worked open a little bit. So, you know, if you've got, you know, a disc where it's maybe not holding the cords as well as it used to, it might be time to invest in a new one.
Wow, it's £7.95. You can get a new one and a weight, and there you go.
You know, when I first got my first Kumihimo weight, I got it from America, and I can tell you what, I paid more in shipping than that deal for the weight.
Yeah, I ordered, my nephew's not going to be awake now, although it might be, no he won't. I ordered my nephew a Minecraft plectrum. He loves Minecraft and he plays guitar, and I ordered him a Minecraft plectrum, and it was £1.95, and there was like import duties and shipping came to like 12 quid. It was one of those where like you get to they knock on the door and you've got to like pay, otherwise you can't get your parcel. It was one of those.
It's a nightmare, isn't it, when that happens? You just think, oh.
Anyway, Kumihimo,
yes.
go.
Okay, so if you've never done Kumihimo before, you may have seen us demonstrate Kumihimo on a round disc.
Okay.
So we're going to do a beaded version on a square plate.
Okay.
So just because it was in my kit, I thought, oh, I haven't used the square plate for ages. So what I've done is I've set it up, so I've got 10 strands, 6 are of the black cord, and they're all sitting at the top there. And I've got 4 of the, it's sort of an oatmeal-y colour. It's a sort of grey oatmeal-y colour.
It is, yes.
At the bottom. And this is a standard type of 10-strand braid. So if you've worked on the round disc, I always say to people, just forget what you do on the round disc, because it's completely different to working on a square plate. On a square plate, you have to think about it almost like you're weaving a fabric. So if you've used a bead loom, you know you have warps and weft threads when you use a bead loom. And it's a very similar sort of technique when you do Kumihimo and you're making a flat braid. You're kind of creating somewhere for cords to work over that's going to lock them into position.
Okay.
And to do that, what we're going to do is you've got more cords at the top, so it almost tells you what to do. I'm going to pick the left-hand most middle cord, which is in the slot number 5.
Right.
And also, if you can sort of almost think about not the numbers and the letter positions, but almost the position of the thread. So it's in the middle of those, and it's the left-hand one, most one. It's going to come to the right in the middle.
Perfect.
Okay. And then we're going to do this opposite. So the right-hand middle one is going to come from the right to the left in the middle. So now I've made something for all of the other threads to work over.
Ah.
So you can see I've got a warp and a weft.
Yes.
Yes. So to be able to sort of almost weave some fabric.
Fabulous.
Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to move the cords, but we're going to think about this as 2 halves of my plate, because I've got a left-hand side and a right-hand side.
Okay.
So I'm going to work the left-hand side first. So I'm going to pick up the cord that is to the left hand in the middle, which is 15, and I'm going to move it to that empty slot that we just created at 5.
Right.
I'm going to pick up the cord right next to it in 4 and move that down to the bottom. So basically you're moving these cords from bottom to top into the empty slots you've just created until you run out of cords, which is what I'm going to do now. Run out on that side now.
Okay.
And you'll see that they've shimmied over and filled that gap. And I'm going to do exactly the same. So 16 at the bottom, and go up to the top and fill that empty slot. So you can see I'm just filling empty slots, picking up the next cord, going to the empty slot just created, and moving back down to the bottom. So they've all shimmied into the middle as well.
Fantastic.
So you do one side first and one side, then the other side. Now we're ready to move these cords back. So they're going to come back up to the top to create us back to that original position we were in. Now you'll see that the colours have moved. That's fine, because we've moved all of the black cords down to the bottom, apart from the 2 that were sitting to the side, and all of those sort of oatmeal cords have moved to the top.
Brilliant.
Okay. So we're now going to repeat this process, and we're going to do it a little bit quicker.
Are you going to use these ones in the middle?
I'm going to use these ones in the middle.
Yes.
So Kumihimo is always a matter of getting back to a start position and then repeating it.
Perfect.
See, this one's got a few more moves than a round disc, standard sort of 8-strand Kumihimo, but it's no more difficult. So again, top left goes over to the right, top right goes over to the left. Same as we did before, exactly the same. So we're going to do half my disc, so I'm going to do the left-hand side first. And we're just going to move those cords top, bottom to top, and then I'm going to move the right hand side. So it's always the bottom cord going into the slot we created by moving the cords to the side. And I always think, if you just remember you've got a neighbour, grab the neighbour and bring that one down. So there's the neighbour, pick it up, move it to the top, and the neighbour to the bottom. So now we have filled all of those in.
Okay.
And I would be ready to move my cords back to the top. Now, if we want to bead the side, this is where we are going to put our beads in.
Okay.
So normally what I would do is I would create about 1/2 inch to 1 inch of plain kumihimo.
Right.
So if I show you the side of the neckline piece here, I'll just tend to take this off and show you. I'm going to do it over. You can see I've got plain kumihimo.
Yes.
And I've created enough to go into the end cap. So you can see that end cap's now glued in perfectly,
Right.
and that plain braid will go into there. So you would make enough plain braid that you would have about that much and a little bit extra. So about 3/4 of an inch to 1 inch of plain braid, and you're going to repeat that on the opposite side as well when you finish.
Perfect.
So now I'm going to show you how to bring the beads in. Now, because we're using a slightly larger bead, I didn't bead every time we move these cords back. I did it every other time.
Okay.
So when we're ready to add beads, all we do is before we move these cords back to the top to get back to that start position, we're just going to drop the beads in, let them come down to the centre of the disc, and I'm going to do the same on the opposite side and allow those to come to the centre of the disc. So they're just going to sit either side like that. We don't have to tuck them under any cords like you would if you were using a round disc.
Right.
They're quite happy just to stay there. And when we do the next round of movements, that will lock them in. So the next round of movements is going to lock these beads in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do my movements left to right. But what I want to do is when I do these is I want to make sure that these threads sit over the top of those beads almost. But they're not quite happy to do that because I haven't got quite a length of braid. So I'm going to move my threads again, top to bottom, on the left hand side. And you'll notice I've got beads on all of my strands because when I'm going to move my strands around, the next ones that happen to move up will be a different strand. So I've beaded on all of them.
Okay.
So they're always ready to go. Now, I don't know if you can see this bead here is tucked underneath the thread. I've just, the black thread that's to the left-hand side.
Yep.
And this thread's just come round the outside of it. So that bead is now locked into position.
Right.
I'm going to do the same on the opposite side. So
This is really cool.
and it's a really easy design to do. So when you move this thread, you're just going to make sure that that bead's tucked underneath that cord and this one's coming around the outside of it. And this is going to be an empty round of kumihimo. So I'm going to move those threads back without dropping a bead in.
Okay.
The next one will be beaded.
Be with them, so every other one.
Every other one. And if it helps to remember, what you can do is put your bead down, but just leave it sitting on the edge of the disc like this when you move these cords. So I just move the cord into place and leave the bead sitting on either side. I'll know that as soon as I pick that up, it'll drop into the well. I won't have to remember to do it. I've remembered it now. And so I'm ready to braid again. So left-hand side first. And if you always do the left-hand side first and then the right-hand side, you'll always remember you've done both. And then the left, the right-hand side of the disc. So same as we did before. Now when I pick this strand up to move it back to that home position, that bead's automatically going to drop into place.
Perfect.
And you just repeat that until you've got the desired length. So every other, you're going to drop a bead down only when you're moving these back to those top positions. And that is really as simple as that braid is. And that's going to give you this beautiful braided, beaded kumihimo.
That's fantastic.
And what you can do is, if you want to, is you can do every fourth on the top on one side and every second on the other side, and then you can sew in between these beads and actually create a curved neckline piece.
Oh wow.
So if you were to do, if you did say that on the right hand side you were only going to put a bead in every fourth round, but on the left hand side you were going to put a bead in every second round, you would end up with a bigger gap here, and
Yeah.
then you'd be able to sew those together to create a curve in a neckline piece.
That's
I
so
haven't done that,
clever.
I've just kept it flat, but you can do that. Or you could sew back through all of those beads with a smaller seed bead or a delica and create a curve that way.
That's awesome.
But that's a starting position to be able to make that beaded. And then once you've got that technique, what you do with it after that is just a start.
I want to have a look.
It is starting, but it won't be as longer braid, but it is starting.
Oh wow, that's so cool.
Yeah.
That's so cool. So I want to have a go with this now.
Yeah, so you can see how different it is. It's the same braid that's there at the beginning, but then once you add the beads, it completely changes the way it looks. It's the same, slightly different on the back as well. So you've got a double-sided piece.
That's really cool. Yay! See, I've learned something new today.
Oh.
Every day's a school day, right? We've had a message. We've had a message in. Let's have a look. Hang on. Carol has said, does Santa exist? I'm not even going there. I want my presents. Yes, Santa exists, and I have worked. Oh, that's controversial. We're not going there at all. Santa exists, and yes, I know because I know him. I worked with him.
Oh.
I did in Lapland. Do you want me to get the picture up? I'll get the picture up. So there we go. I think I've. It's not on my presenter page. No, it's on my Facebook page that I don't use very often. It'll be easier for me to do it on my phone actually. Let's do that. So. No phones in the studios. Oh, there's people already wishing me a happy birthday. How lovely. 2.5 hours. Yeah, let's do that, and then I'll get it up while I'll rephrase that, and I will find the photos of Lapland. Really? Where do you want me to go? This popcorn chain. Oh my gosh, this is quite fabulous. In fact, Sarah, would you like to show people the popcorn chain? This is weighty, 18 inches. Oh, you're a natural.
There we go. Look at
that. So, 4.6 grams of silver in this. It's absolutely phenomenal.
It's just got such beautiful sort of fluidity.
It has.
I just want to stay on the back of my wrist, but it's lovely.
That's what I love about the popcorn chain. It has that, but also as well, you get a really substantial look, and it's got that real mirrored silver. It looks gorgeous against your skin.
I just love the way it sparkles as well. It's just beautiful.
It's all those textures. The light just bounces, reflects from each and every one of them. Those little popcorny things. In the room that I stayed in last night, we had Worcestershire sauce and sun-dried tomato popcorn.
Oh, was that unusual? Was it nice?
I don't know. I didn't open it. I put it in my bag though, and I brought it home with me. So, and it's not what? 4 grams of silver, $9.95.
Wow.
That's the price of a 2-gram chain.
that clasp is beautiful as well because it's so seamless and in line with the chain. It's not taken away, is it? It's just beautiful.
It's perfect.
I just love that. I think it's just. You can tell I love popcorn chains because I'm wearing one, but this one's really lovely as well.
I love popcorn chains. I think they're fabulous.
I love the fact that they're really sturdy as well. So you can be. I'm quite clumsy. The best way of putting it.
I'm a klutz.
And I don't have to worry that I'm going to. It doesn't matter if it gets caught or anything like that. It's really sturdy and substantial, and you could put a really big pendant on one of these, and you don't have to worry that it's going to not be able to take the weight of a beautiful pendant.
Fantastic. They're lovely. I'd be multi-buying on those.
Yes.
Absolutely. Everybody is. Look, I can't look because I've turned the thing off.
Oh,
Let me have
lovely.
a look. Mary and Jerry have bought 2. Jeannie's bought 2. Well done to you. Collects in Cardiff. Highlands have bought 2. Tina in Cheshire's bought 3 of these. Fabulous. Okay, so the photos are loading. Right, next up, we've got some rather large, jump rings. These are lush. These are absolutely lush. They are 8mm. You're getting 10 in a pack, 925 sterling silver. Again, a gram of silver in these and a stash essential, I imagine.
Definitely. Really nice to have large jump rings as well if you've got a piece of jewellery that's maybe got larger beads in it to sort of give it the balance it needs. Sometimes, you know, it can be, or if you've got a larger clasp, for instance, that you need something to balance that clasp out. And these are really lovely. Easy to sort of work with if you want to just pop a little bit of an undulation or movement into a pair of earrings.
That's a good word, undulation.
They're going to help between two sort of eye pins or head pins just to create a little bit more movement. Also, just to make pieces of jewellery sit better. Sometimes we need to think about the way that loops are orientated. With jewellery, and sometimes you can get a piece of jewellery that just won't sit.
Yep.
And just putting one jump ring in just to change the orientation of a couple of loops will make it sit a lot better.
Oh, that's a really smart tip.
Sometimes it's just something so simple. You just need to put an extra jump ring in just to make the piece of jewellery sit properly. And it can be really, really simple.
So there's me and the real Santa. That was back in the days when I had a moustache. 2002 in Lapland with the real Santa. I think hello. Emma with a moustache is quite oh, hang on, there you go. Genuine do you like that? Exactly. At least you know what you're going to look like in 40 years. Thanks for that. There's lots of pictures, but some of them I'm not going to show you because I may incriminate myself. Oh, the price. $1.95. Goodness me, we got so excited with Lapland. There we go. £1.95. Treat yourself. Right, next up. Let's show you. Oh, hello. I love this. They're like super duos. These are fantastic. You've got these they're like little, look, you can see the smoke of me excited. I'm like, Blackman's gone now. You can see they're like mirrors. The whole thing is got these little dual mirrors, all beautiful and reflecting the light so wonderfully. I love the look that you get from. Look at that.
It's a real statement, isn't it?
Isn't it? Only 14 chances left. That's all we've got left on these. 30 inches. I love that length.
Yeah, it's a really nice length just to wear over a chunky knit or to wear over a dress as well, you know, where you sometimes just don't want a tight neckline piece. Maybe the dress has got quite a high neckline or a detailed neckline, or maybe it's got some embellishment around there, and you just don't want that chain to be sort of taking away from that, but you have that beautiful longer line. And you know what? If you struggle with clasps, you don't have to worry when you wear a 30-inch chain. You just pop it over your head. You don't have to undo the clasp.
Exactly. I I always wear a long chain with something like this. So although I've got my mic at the back and I'm all over the shop, but I would pull that up a bit, and I like to wear a longer chain with this because I think that looks just nice. I'm not sure that's a good shot because it's just my chest, but I like a longer, and also as well a longer length. I find as well draws the eye down, and it's quite slimming. You know, 30 or a 36-inch, 34-inch is quite slimming.
It is indeed. It really does, you know, sort of help to elongate the body line.
Absolutely.
And it just, you know, for me, it's one of those. It's an effortless chain. You can wear it with pretty much most necklines, and it's just a really easy to wear. Yes, again, you don't need to open the clasp if you don't want to, but you have got a clasp there to be able to add your pendant on. If you want to wear a pendant on the bottom of it. And it's really nice if you've got maybe a larger pendant, maybe a wirework pendant or something like that, and actually you want it to sit a little bit lower.
Yes.
Just because that you don't want, or maybe it's a double-sided pendant that you're actually quite happy for it to turn over.
Oh, yeah.
So on a longer line chain, that will happen as you move. Typically, whatever's on the bottom of a longer line chain will move and turn over. So if it's a double-sided pendant or a double-sided embellishment, you can add that on there.
Definitely. And at £9.95, again, usually when you're looking at something with this length, 30 inches, you associate a more considered price point with that. Certainly when you've got these wonderful panels, these mirrors, it's like it's been just kind of like peppered with little mirrors all the way through it. It's going to really, really give you that the relationship between the wearer and the light and the observer. You've got that wonderful twinkle all the way across each one. The luster on those are perfect. And last time I bought you something similar to this, it may be this necklace, but I was talking about how a lot of mirrors have silver in them because of it being the most lustrous and reflective of all the precious metals, and that's really abundant in this necklace.
That's it. For me, that is just like sort of paparazzi flashes, isn't it, going off all over.
I said that last time I did this.
And I love it. I just think, it's a standalone piece of jewellery. If you're going to have something that you're just going to wear on its own, it needs to have a little bit of a wow factor going with it, because it's that one piece of jewellery you're going to wear. But that over just a simple black top, wow.
Gorgeous. Thanks, Sarah, that's lovely. Right, next up, let's bring to you, I love these. I think these are lush. They've got a real tactile. It's Laura Deleu's birthday today.
Ooh.
Yes. She's really weird, full stop. I love her to pieces. I'm allowed to say that she's very weird because we're both very weird.
She was very bizarre the other day.
Was she? Why was she? Wow. Look at this. Look at the luster on that. I mean, these are stunning. Beautiful gold-plated 95 sterling silver heart spaces. I think these are a delight. I absolutely love these. They are super dinky, but they're weighty. They have a real wonderful considered quality to them as well.
They do, and because they're side-to-side drills, they're going to sit beautifully in bracelets and neckline pieces for you. So, and do you know what? I'd love 3 of these just rode up with a tiny little space bead made into a ring.
I would like this very. Would you be able to do this? Because with the size of the drill hole, though, I would like this just as a very simple, just one little heart.
Yeah.
And I've bought my mum a bracelet. I'm whispering in case she's watching. I've bought my mum a bracelet for Christmas, and it's little silver beads all the way around and a little heart. So we were in a jewellery shop and she saw one, and it was like they wanted like 50, 60 quid for it. And I was like, oh my gosh, I could make you one of those so much cheaper. And then I was in a shop the other day and I saw exactly what she wanted, but it's got a little rose gold heart, just like that, just in the middle of the bracelet. And I paid £16 for it, but it's not silver. It's not silver. Got 5 of these for £6.90. Should have shopped at Jewellery Maker, shouldn't I?
That's it.
It's really lovely. I'd have made. I wanted to make one for myself and my sister and my mum. It's nice to have a piece of jewellery that the whole family has, like that continuity.
It is. It's lovely, and you could put their birth gemstones either side and then carry on with the spacer beads, or and just have it a little bit individual, or their favourite gemstone. It doesn't even need to be a birth gemstone. I quite like, I just say to people, what's your favourite gemstone, and then make pieces of jewellery with their favourite gemstone.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Good luck. Don't know where they went. Right, next up. Oh, hello. Talking of colour. Ooh. These are beautiful. So, my mum also bought a charm bracelet, sterling silver charm bracelet, from the famous charm bracelet, not the ones with the slide-on charms, but the ones with the lobster claw charms.
Oh, right, yes.
And it had some reconstructed turquoise in a little disc on the bracelet, but then she bought a separate charm And if my dad's watching, you've paid for this, Dad. You've got to give me the money back when I see you on Christmas Day. But it was reconstructed turquoise, just with a silver lobster claw clasp. £37. £37.
Yeah.
30. I know. £37. Oh my gosh, is this Sleeping Beauty?
Wow.
Seriously? Right, 5 chances left. Sleeping Beauty turquoise. I haven't got time to talk about this all day. You know, we're talking about from one of the premier locations. You can go on and see this gemstone used by some of the biggest designers in the world. If you go onto Tiffany's website, they have got cufflinks in sterling silver for 4 figures with Sleeping Beauty turquoise.
Yeah.
And I mean, really, I
don't know what to say to that.
I don't know what to say to that either.
No, do you know, if I was at home, I'd have those, all of them.
All of them. Buy them up, snap them up.
Yeah,
it's really difficult to get hold of as well now.
It is, and you know, turquoise pieces. You know, you have to be very, very careful. Even when you're looking at sort of high street, look very carefully at pieces and see, because sometimes they say turquoise, and then you'll go in and say, is it turquoise? Oh no, it's turquoise colour.
Yeah. Or they're dyed howlites.
Yes.
That's another one that's quite popular. Or that, you know, there's nothing wrong with the reconstructed, and we use the reconstructed here, but we always tell you that it's reconstructed.
I mean, I've used reconstructed turquoise because I can't get turquoise the size of the pieces of that I want to use. You know, if I was to go and say to Jewellery Maker, please could I have 10mm round turquoise? It's not going to happen, unfortunately, but I can get the reconstructed ones of that size.
Yeah.
But when you can get straight out the ground, genuine Sleeping Beauty.
Sleeping Beauty.
And what beautiful size. They are just amazing to work with.
Gorgeous, gorgeous. Okay, right. This is my favourite strand of the entire day. You could skip with this. Not that you'd want to skip with this.
It's a skipping rope. It is definitely a skipping rope. It's beautiful.
It is. 98 centimetres. That is absolutely incredible. You are 2 centimetres shy of a metre of exquisite graduated. Look at the clarity, look at the uniformity of the colour. There's not one stone there that stands out, not one that's darker, not one that's lighter, not one that's more opaque, not one that's more transparent. Every single one of these are absolutely perfectly colour matched from end to end, from start to finish. They are graduated, but so subtly in that graduation. You've got from 2x1 to 3x2 millimetres, and everyone has been cut to perfection. Everyone has a most exquisite sparkle. I mean, in terms of the high-end strand of the day, this has got to be it. I've never seen, you know, just shy of a metre of aquamarine before. Not where every single, look at it up close and personal. Every single one of those stones sparkling to perfection. Every single one has been cut to perfection. You know, a lot of times when you see strands that are like this elsewhere, they put the stones almost like in a big tombola, and they turn the handle, they all bounce off each other, and they say that that's faceted. No, no, no. These have all been hand selected, hand faceted, cut, hand faceted, hand polished, hand threaded to be able to graduate them, but then to also be able to get that perfect uniformity in the colour. This to me, the manpower involved in just putting this strand together, aside from Mother Nature.
And I love the fact that it's very gently graduated. Okay.
I was expecting this to be £50–60.
Yep.
In a heartbeat, even our prices.
You know, my son's 13, and I said to him, oh, you know, I can get aquamarine to work with in jewellery, and he's like, you can get aquamarine, and he's got lady friends. They're not girlfriends, but they're lady friends from school, and they all look in the jewellers' shops at aquamarine jewellery and things like that, and he said, but aquamarine is so considered, you know, and I said, yeah, but I can get it to work with, you know, from work, and he's like, oh, well, they won't be like they get in the jewellers' shops. Well, actually, it completely is, because, you know, I've seen, you know, beautiful slider mechanism bracelets with this. in the centre, maybe just an inch and a half of aquamarine in the middle of one of our beautiful slider bracelets. Exactly what you can see in the high street, and those beautiful designer boutiques. And you know, for me, if you love aquamarine, this is the strand. It really, really is.
It is. Get it home. Have a look for yourself. You've got that 30-day money-back guarantee. I can't believe that at £22 for almost a metre of aquamarine of this quality. And you absolutely can. You would see that in, you know, go to, you know, your department store, you know, high-end department store. Okay, we're going to recap the let's hear it for the pearls. There's 30 of these. What are you playing at? There's 30 of these in baskets. Check it out. Check it out. Okay, so this is crazy. Crazy. You are getting, let me get me thing. You are getting two of the beautiful strands of the freshwater cultured pearl nuggets. They are from 6x7 to 9x6 millimeters on a 15 centimeter strand. You're getting two of those, so 30 centimeters. You're getting the beautiful champagne freshwater cultured pearl rice beads, which are 4x2. There's a 38 centimeter strand there, which is incredible. But for me, I mean, I love pearls, but for me, the pièce de résistance, you know, just one of these, what you would pay for the entire kit, for me, is what this is all about. Take a look at these. The first of these wonderful, ornate, exquisite clasps that have that wonderful, beautiful, stunning, what milligrain, that's what I call this. Beautiful milligrain that you've got. That is just phenomenal, with that wonderful filigree work there as well. The detail that you've got, and the little, because the cubic zirconia is little and small, it almost looks like a design that you'd see with kind of like marcasite, like like
definitely.
vintage jewellery.
Yes,
it's got that feel
in fact,
to it.
I've got pieces of marcasite jewellery that have got all of that sort of filigree work and all those beautiful.
Yeah, that's what it reminds me
of.
of.
It is very much of that sort of, in that keeping of that very sort of vintage jewellery, whereas this is very much more of a very classic design, but a little bit more modern.
Yeah, it is. You could see that today, but you could also find a piece of like 1920s jewellery and see that as well. I would be happy to pay £15 just for this one clasp alone. You've got the two clasps, you've got 3 strands of pearls for £15. I think in terms of value for money, this is outstanding.
It is.
If you have got this in your shopping baskets, make sure you do check it out. We don't have a lot of these remaining. 29 in shopping baskets.
What?
Check them out. What are you waiting for? It's 15 quid. Treat yourself. It's Christmas. Where are we going now? Sorry, my lovely. Oh, the thread part. Oh, my hat's on the squiff now. My ears are all discombobulated. And right. So we've also then got your natural silk. These are really, really beautiful. And you've got a incredible amount of colours that you've got here from, I'm going to move the iPad over so I can read these while I show you. So you have got the beautiful dark blue, which is, they're all 6.5 feet, and this, or 2 meters, and this is the 0.7 mil on the beautiful dark blue. You have then got the light blue, which is the 0.45 meter. You've got the green, which is again the 7.7 millimeter. You've then got this beautiful, gorgeous colour here, which is the jade, and you can see that that's a smaller gauge, the rest of 0.45. That lovely, lovely yellow there. You've got this wonderful coral colour, which is what Sarah used in the kit, in the demo. You've got this called garnet, which I absolutely love. And then they've come up with all wonderful colours, jade, garnet, etc. And this one is called brown. You could call it chocolate or cocoa or something like that. Yeah, I like it. Anyway, so add those to your order as well. When are you back with us?
I am back on the 28th for a morning show.
Wonderful, wonderful. we look forward to that. I am back with you on Boxing Day on The Late Show, and I may be in a Christmas onesie, so stay tuned for that. I will be a whole year older as well.
Have a wonderful birthday.
We wish you a very Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year. I hope 2018 is your best year yet. Have a wonderful time with the family, and we'll see you all soon. Take care, everybody.
Hello everyone, I know Christmas is just around the corner, but I just had to show you 3 of the most amazing products that we've got coming up on the morning show. Firstly, a lot of you have seen this already, but I actually physically have